So, today's community post. Beautiful. Beautiful. We have connected the dots. But see, this is the beautiful part of it. Why would you want to use me of all the people? But however, I've always had the connection to it. And you want to know what something tells me? Let's see. Baby girl. Baby girl, first girl. That's what I hear. Baby girl, first girl. Your mom was supposed to come back and get you before they could. They knew about these. They knew about it. Probably after today, a lot of my videos would literally be for research studies and purposes only. Somebody was not expecting me to go ahead and post what I posted on the community post today. Confirmation and prediction. You're itching like a motherfucker because I'm getting somebody's heart is like, however you thought it was mediocre, right? Oklahoma City bombing is very prevalent. Triggered word, research word, automatically if you speak of these particular words, whether I use the hashtag or not, it's an alert. Anytime you mention certain things that are very presuming, even the embassy has to watch. Even the president and the Pentagon has to watch at this time. Shot clock. Someone's name could be Ella May. Not Ella May like the singer. But also they had this bright idea that, okay, we're going to send a singer her way. Shit, you weren't going to send the artist Friday my way. That boy is super flamboyant. Ain't no missing that, baby. And I sure wasn't going to be no personal assistant. Also, someone sitting there like the census. How did she... Baby, I told you I can play all day. I know all the rest of the readings were very... to someone say mediocre. However, it's not mediocre if I can go ahead and pick up who's who. This is the beauty. Like, I love this job. I like it. I don't love it. I like it. I like it. Because it's like, shit, what's she going to say? What's she going to say? Well, let's just say, if I have to go ahead and teach criminals how to do their job efficiently and effectively, and most of the time, like, the craziness of the situation, shit, even an assassin got more common sense. That's why most assassins are very married. They're committed to their family, and they know why commitment is very important. Okay? Like the most skilled fucking assassins, trust me, they go in to do their job, and when they do their job, it's efficient. Like 10 times out of 10, they're very married, they're stable, their finances are stable. You know what I'm saying? Family and everything. That's why there are certain departments that people are not even aware of. Shit, it's FBI trying to figure out, well, what are these secret societies? And what? You're not paying me yet for this. But however, I need to solve something because how y'all doing this. And it's crazy how y'all getting these other mediocre people that was calling me mediocre and trying to run KKK and anybody that got common sense. If Charlie Manson can get fucking caught, let's make logical sense of this situation, okay? Basic common sense, basic one-on-one forensics, basic detective criminology work 101, okay? Most assassins have intellectual, Interpol, and they know law, they know the courts, and they have military skills, okay? They have it. But they also have where dun 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 the world's dumbest criminals that they don't have. Even a fucking assassin, yeah, they can have the baddest bitch at home, but they ain't fit to put their bad bitch on the fucking internet. They ain't fit to be bragging and trying to be up in everybody's face. They ain't trying to be fucking seen. They ain't trying to do all this. They ain't sitting here spinning just to fucking spin. Ain't shit materialistic, but I guarantee they got property. I guarantee they got land. I guarantee they home and everything, bank accounts, and they got fucking money everywhere. This is how I know I've been dealing with fucking stupid ass criminals, and then even dealing with like even assassin can outsmart a whole state. Shit, I should have chose to be a fucking assassin, but they wouldn't let me be a fucking Marine. I know why they didn't let you be. I'm hearing someone say, I know why they didn't let you be a Marine, dear. When I get ready to talk to you, I'm going to tell you why. And then it's like, someone could even be saying, like, it's a conversation, someone could even be thinking, and it's like, do you see it? We see it. Do you see it? And I'm hearing somebody even saying, this is why they took advantage of it. I don't want to be no Illuminati. If I don't want to be a part of a fucking Shriner, no fucking Mason, Eastern Star fucking group, why would I want to be with anything? If anything, if I can't beat her, I'm going to fucking join her and work with her. Okay? If any fucking thing, if I'm not able to beat her, I'm going to join her. For fucking sure. If anything, I'm going to do my best to work alongside her, because considering like she has a right, she's stubborn. But however, this motherfucker come in handy like a motherfucker. They come in clutch. Because I'm pretty sure any assassin probably be sitting there, shit, I'll work with the motherfucking shit. All I did, hey, let me hit her up and go ahead and ask her about this. Do you see something? Hey, I don't think that you know, that set is going to be usable or feasible for you type shit. But shit, trying to break down like what's the sole purpose, because it's like, it's a lot of shit that go on where people be sitting here, oh my gosh, the news. I can't stand people that be talking about the news. It's irritating. It's irritating. It's like, do you have something better to talk about? Do you got something better to talk about than the music industry? Do you have something better to talk about what fashion and clothes is out here? Shit, there'll be a motherfucking thing I'm wearing something expensive and I'm probably only spent like $10 to $20 fucking dollars. The craziest shit ever. But shall we elaborate on Oklahoma City bombing? Because Oklahoma City bombings will go ahead and open up a whole bunch of cold cases. Even some cases that these folks have been trying to brush up under the rug. No, let's bring that to the surface, since we're going to sit here and try to say, I have mental issue. The only mental issue I have is autism and a high fucking IQ with ADHD. It may seem like I'm all over the place and can't stay on topic, but you'll get the gist of it. Riddle me this. Because if I can go ahead and pinpoint where the money's going, who's getting it, why they're getting it, who you trying to save, who you pulled out of the penitentiary, and who you're pulling to go ahead and do this, who you're allowing to pull the strings when it comes to sheriffs, police, judicials, and then on top of that, what CPAs, what communities, what people, churches, and other places that you're utilizing on top of daycares. I'll be willing to die for America, long as my family is going to be able to get this. Most of the time, ain't nobody going to sit there and allow their plane to crash without, like, any proper fucking pilot is going to know if the maintenance is done appropriately. I had a pilot that I had worked with when I was in Afghanistan, and I love working with him. What was his name? Berlini or something like that. He was so fucking dope and so fucking down to earth. Oh my God, I wish I could meet that man again. He was CW5. I was like, I'm at a CW5. A CW5 is like equivalent to meeting a fucking general. And how he broke certain things, he was like, look, I trust your instincts. I trust what it is, because I remember he was going to get ready to take a flight. And if he took that flight, it was like it was missing a piece of a model on that aircraft. And if he took that aircraft and then it hit fire, like it was going to go down. And I just remember, like, he looked out for me and everything. I still remember that shit. You can't call me a whistleblower. I don't have security clearance. I'm not part of the military no more. Only just a veteran. So that's why when people be pulling this sheriff department and other shit, you gotta understand shit. Even if you a fucking judge, I have bigger fucking security clearance than you. You would have better fucking chance and opportunity to want to work with me than against me. This shit fit to hit the news, I swear to you. New Destiny situation, that's definitely fit to hit the news. Because you was still trying to go ahead and cause a death to happen to me overnight. That's crazy. That's crazy work. I'm treading lightly, homie. I'm treading lightly. Because that's why I was like, all these criminals around me, like, I can't. These men be having their days. I remember this man trying to make me feel like I was like, oh, she pretty face, but she's stupid. Motherfuckers would be sitting here, go get plastic surgery, Barbie. Motherfucker, I would take my chance for you to not have my fucking DNA in no database. These men would sit here and go get these bitches. Oh, I'm gonna take my bitch to get surgery and get a BBL. Sir, your DNA is in a fucking database. That's how I knew they were dumb criminals. Oh, I'm gonna take the money, I'm gonna steal their money and do all this. That's why I was like, the world's dumbest criminals. And it's like, I would feel bad for any fucking kingpin or mafia working with them, but shit, most of them, shit, take them motherfuckers out. Because if they sit there and convince you, like, oh, we're going to take her money, we're going to do this, we're going to run a scam, we're going to do identity fraud, we're going to do this on their name. Apparently, every single fucking person involved apparently didn't do their background check. Apparently, they just didn't know what the fuck they were dealing with. Because now she's so evil. The ones that's calling me evil, but you got the audacity to go into a church. I guarantee you ain't got the balls to go step into that Catholic church and let them put that holy water. Rita, no, ain't no motherfucking stopping. Cause shit, they ain't have no. It was all fun and games until it's not. And it's like, I want to tear y'all fucking asses down piece by piece. Give me the authority to do so. And I'm having discipline right now. This is how I know that I was dealing with dumb criminals. Even the motherfuckers around me right now, they like sitting here like, what she just posted, what I literally just posted on my community post is enough for me to take down states. Not just the state of Florida, states. And it's not no little fucking people. It ain't no little people. It ain't no little people. Obama included. But he gonna be like, I didn't know. Forgive them what they do not know. Forgive them for what they do not know. Hillary still got a vendetta with fucking Bill Clinton. Motherfucker, you had a biracial kid on me? Child. Hillary was one pissed bitch when she found out about that child. And that motherfucker went public too. Child, Hillary was pissed at a motherfucker. It ain't nobody in the world that could convince anyone other than that. Who was the Italian couple that just went over there to Indonesia or Vietnam? All that right there, that public display right there, baby, you just showed that country your fucking big ass weakness. Asia is having a field day with the United States of America because Italy got a tie with America. You see how easy that is able to take down a full conglomerate? And I'm treading lightly because I know right now, in the midst of this, I can get flagged at any given time. But however, considering this situation, you should have gave me back my money. You should have stopped these people while they was ahead. Because I'm gonna break this down to you, okay? And this is how I know for a fact that y'all was looking to go ahead and do an attack. And this is the reason being why, because it's like why they was allowing, Sheila, Carla, and everybody, and all the people who's involved, all the people, the black industry, and all those people that wanted the black Moors, the black PHA Masons, Freemasons, who else? NAACP, historical black colleges and universities, because I'm telling you, when all this shit is said and done, they're gonna make the black community and the Spanish community take the big hit of this. I already see it. So anybody like Puerto Rico, you part of U.S. territory, so you're gonna get U.S. time. But all the other countries, shit, they get a chance. They probably the most that they can make any person coming from a different foreign country to do, the maximum time is up to like anywhere between 11 to 21 years is the max that any, if they come from, like say they came from Colombia, Brazil, or any other things like that, they come from those countries, right? Or they came from India, Arabic countries and shit like that. The most time that they can allow them to serve on a penitentiary federal time is 11 to 21 years. And then depending on the type of crime, they will have to literally go to the embassy, go talk to them, their countries on a federal level, ask them what is the penalty so they can finish carrying out. Because most of these crimes that they was doing towards me, that's a life sentence. And if I had wanted to press the charge in, and if they coming from a different country, the other charge that they can get is the injection, if they see fit, or if it's up to the person, whoever the crime occurred to, they can charge them, like, hey, you attempted on a person's life, you attempted to do this and this. They could literally take their life. But however, with them not being full naturalized U.S. citizens, or if they do that dual citizenship, the maximum time that they will have to serve, and if they're still on U.S. territory, is 21 years. And then they will have to go back to the countries of who those people are and what countries they went to. They'll have to go talk to their country people and ask them, like, what is the charge that if this person unalive this, what's the sentence that they carry? And then whatever sentence that is, they'll do 11 to 21 years here, and then they'll deport them back to their country, and they finish out their sentence if they see fit to do it, right? So a lot of them are doing this. And something was telling me, because it's like test experiments and stuff like that, when the Oklahoma City bombing happened, I was around. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. But it was like some of the people that did end up making it through, some people end up getting like really bad head injuries where they would forget. So depending on, I can, because shit, they gonna play like not true. It's true. The right people, the feds that's watching, and the people really listening, they know I'm speaking facts, because I have been, right? So how they said it was up to 167 to 168 people, right, that got hit. The person who ended up doing it, right, he was a part of what war? Gulf War, right? And in order for him to do it, he went to where? Waco. What other ties he had? Indiana penitentiary ties. So that also leads to who? Vanguard. Why? How is a person able to get into a highly secure building, for one, with bombs and a Glock? And y'all didn't see him plant it in the building? Crazy work, right? Then on top of that, why would, in this particular government building, and especially in Oklahoma City, at that time before everything went down, there were like really big major cities and stations that they had out there. And when it happened, they had to move some of those stations onto the military base. And the military base we had out there is Lawton Fort Sill. Lawton Fort Sill is very known for its artillery unit, ordnance, right? So when you have those people there, what are those? If you are very well equipped with Army jarhead jargon, those are your 11 bang bangs, okay? Your pathfinders, your snipers, your hitters. Most of the time when they got to do particular weapon trainings, you will go to Fort Sill. If you do not go to Fort Sill, you will go to who? El Paso. Sometimes they had did it before they end up sweeping it up and going ahead and having them in Waco, Texas, or Killeen, Texas, okay? Fort Hood. Because miraculously, what always happened at Fort Hood, somebody always getting hit at Fort Hood. Isn't it coincident, right? So as I'm sitting here and doing this, I can still remember that there was a facility that they had inside that building. And guess what was the name of the daycare? America's Daycare. Why was it called America's Daycare? Because that was a facility where they had most of the kids that if they had to test you for ADHD, if they had to test you for autism, and then they'll bring the kids that they figured out around the time that they had super high IQ. you were brought to Oklahoma City for them to test you. And most of the time, like say for instance, y'all remember on Young Sheldon, right? Where he was basically high intellectual and he couldn't understand, like, well, what was the purpose of this, right? So basically, when you have a high intelligence, sometimes you lose out on how old you genuinely are. You literally do. Like no fucking bullshit. Like somebody can come to me and be like, "You really look like you're 26 years old," and it's like, "Shit, maybe I could be. I don't know." But you wouldn't know because when you have a high IQ, you're not paying attention to your age. You're not paying attention to that because most of the time you're paying attention like, "Ooh, what does this book read?" And you're questioning and questioning and questioning. So most of the time when you was in those facilities, they would literally try to give you certain things in your drink, in your food, and you were perfect candidates for them to try certain things in your system. That's why when you can talk to a person and ask them, "Did you ever get chicken pox? Were you ever, did you ever get this?" And it's certain immunizations that those kids that were very intelligent, what is it called, that show, The Darkest Minds? Kids were put in daycares, kids that were put in how you call it, wherever they hold the kids that's supposed to be adopted, orphanages, and end up being in state custody, right? So when you end up getting into those situations, they gonna use you for whatever the fuck it is. But the kids that they end up discovering at that time in like 95, when the Oklahoma City bombing was happening, they were sitting there testing kids on every level, meaning there were particular schools in particular states that they would literally only do like up to like sixth grade. They were testing you on how well you knew how to read, write, musically inclined, your artistic skills, mathematics, and science. And when you can show really good interest in that, one blind study was done was how much history could a person accumulate. And as I always tell anybody, by the time I was in third grade, shit, I already knew what kind of job and everything, how it worked, what was the in and outs. That's how I'm able to remember certain teachers, facilities, places who were involved. And now if I was to go back to go ask these people what happened to them, where are they? I can guarantee you they're no longer here. Why? Because they would have been the people to give me the information that I needed that's been missing. Now, granted, it was a time where I can still remember when Carla was trying to do something to my hair and I had this big ass bandage on the top of my head or whatever. And she kept saying, "Sharita, you want a perm?" Spiritual people, if you know better at that time, and especially when you're a little kid and you're not all the way in tune to it, putting particular chemicals in a child's head could suppress their gifts, especially kids of color. So meaning I could have been from fucking Mexico for all I know. But what's that little Mexican dude's name? But he was like, no, he's Mexican. But then when you seen his mama looked like my complexion. She was like, yeah, people always think that like I'm Dominican, Colombian, or something like that. But no, we from here, from Mexico. And this is my village. And it's a village that got people look like me. So most of the time, like say if your parents was coming from, what's the name of that program where people was using DECA, or the Dream program where you could come from Mexico and you can be the first citizen or second generation or shit like that, those type of things. You could have been Native American and it was certain money that you can get, certain things that you were entitled to, especially if you were an orphan, if you were getting adopted, if you were in DCF, CPS, or whatever. So when the Oklahoma City bombing occurred, it was a lot of kids that was in state custody, or the parents end up getting harmed or hurt that day when it was a court day going on, because some people had court dates on that day when that bombing happened. And they end up getting unalive in the midst of the parking lot and stuff like that. So the kids that was inside, most of them, they were banking on them to be gone. And the kids that would end up figuring out what was going on, it's certain informations and details. The feds got it. I know it. They know it. It's up to 21 kids that they had to go ahead and try to figure out, damn, where did they go? Who took them? So illegal adoptions would go on where certain people would take on money from them, and they'll be like, look, say for instance, with Sheila and Patrick, they're not my true biological family, right? But say if her kid passed away or something happened and she ended up getting life insurance, but she needed another kid to keep her state benefits, say like if they was on welfare stamps and shit like that, A lot of people in like 1995 took a full fucking advantage of that. And those kids that were left without homes and stuff like that, whether they knew it or not, they would have to rebuild birth certificates, because you got to understand that building got burnt down. So the original birth certificates, which they still had, and certain people had copies of it, because they end up extracting it like, I want to say 11 days prior to it being set up to happen. They knew up to like 11 of the kids had abilities and gifts to figure out, oh, this grown up is lying. And you know who can control a kid that can basically tell you what it is that you lying about and how you lie about it. So any grown up would, you just think about, okay, it's not even imagined, because it's a real thing and it could possibly happen. Imagine talking to somebody that's 3 years old and they come to tell you, and they can talk clear as day. Hey, that person just stole your paperwork, and then they said that they were going to destroy it, and then they was going to kill your mom and your dad, and then they was going to go to this job that you work at. You say you worked at shit in the military, but you do desk work. They said they was going to go to your desk and go into your computer, and they was going to use the SSD card and put in a F code to go ahead and put this. You as the military person, mind you, this is a 3-year-old talking clear as day. It's going to fuck your head up, right? Not to mention, they're telling you the name of your computer, the make of your computer, what kind of information they was going to use, how they was going to do it, where your family stayed at, included an address, the type of car you drove, what food you may eat that day. That would freak any fucking person out. So the most that the people could do, and especially when it came to secret societies, organizations, shit, not to make it funny, but real facts, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, they've been heavily searching for kids to do that. Why else do you think they love to do certain children programs? Go research. You can look that shit up right now and be like, what children programs do the Gates got? And watch after the fact, when you get ready to go look that shit up, your phone gonna be running hot. They're gonna be sitting there. You're gonna be like, damn, what's this outside? What's this going on? Because you're looking for information that they don't expect for people to look at that. And the fact that you're looking at that, now that leads you to go ahead and figure out, okay, what other dirt did they do? What other dirt that they got going on? I was one of those kids. But most of the thing was, it was certain kids that they wanted to get rid of. Just imagine being the kid that can pick up when your death is coming. The time, the date, the location, who's going to do it, where they're going to do it, why they're going to do it, what kind of food, what your kids were doing, what your wife is doing, how they doing it, and then the worst part of it is, I can read your thoughts, I can read your mind, I can know how you can do it. Shit, if you touch my hand, you hold me, you pick me up, you was trying to hug me, but you have real ill intent, everything just end up manifesting. You'd be like, what the fuck just happened? It'll seem like it's supernatural, but however, everything, you got to remember, that was a 3-year-old telling me this shit. By the time they got 5, it was getting stronger. So by the time you hit about 6, now I got to find people that looks like her, that will make her feel comfortable, right? After doing all this convincing, I'm going to make them feel comfortable, and then I can get these people to do the ritual on her. She's not going to suspect that it's these people, because why? They look like her, even though they don't come from her real DNA and genetic line, right? So at a particular point or a timeline, they're going to try to restrict you being able to go to particular places, to be able to go to particular schools, do particular research or jobs, because once you gain that access, what's going to happen? Naturally, to me, common sense would say naturally, I want to know where I really come from, right? So in order for me to make that person avoid looking at that, I would have to gaslight them. I would have to create cognitive dissonance for this person. I would have to distract them and make them believe like they're not worthy. They can't research this. They can't do this, right? On top of that, I will always have to look for a way to distract them. I will have to take away this or that type of area or these type of people away, right? Also, in this type of situation, we have to control like what type of people are they being drawn to. So if you're not accustomed, and of course, Christianity is the only religion that restricts you from spiritual awareness. Christianity is the only fucking religion that will restrict you from it. Pentecostal don't talk about it because they know talking about it is going to get people curious. So that's how Pentecostal people have been, able to restrict it. Seventh Day Adventist, that's how they've been able to restrict it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when they start breaking down Christianity to certain people, they know to do that. But the only people that are super aware about how to utilize it is, guess what? Non-denominationals, meaning I have no dominance over what it is that they choose to do, meaning you're the freedom ones. You're the freedom ones. But you still got to restrict what it is that you say to the congregation. You still got to install that fear. Oh, if you go over there to that tarot, that tarot ain't no good for you. Them soothsayers ain't good for you. Why is it the soothsayers not good for you? Please endow me with what it is that you're saying. Please. And they're not going to be able to explain it to you because guess what? That's what they use to keep you coming back into the doors, right? If you ever go ahead and you go into your church and say they just did cleaning and anyone knows the smell of fucking pine salt. That's witchcraft. Pine salt is used whenever you're trying to get customers or guests or clients to come in. AKA if you go into mega churches and you smell pine salt on the waxing of the floor or those granite floors and you smell pine salt, trust and believe me, they need y'all to keep coming into the doors. But I also need you to be submitted. Hey, we're going to do on Easter Day, we're going to do whatever, what is it called? When they do the bread and the grape juice? They say this same particular fucking prayer every year when y'all come in. Why? Because they did a hypnosis. You ever be like, okay, amen. I just did a hypnosis on you, unbeknownst to the sleeping people. Oh, pastor said that. You don't have a free thinking mind. Welcome to reality. Back to life. Back to reality. So when lately, I'm telling you, over the last few months, a whole bunch of these churches, especially the main ones, the demonic ones, what was his name? Kevin something. Then you got Paula talking about it. Joel Osteen started to shut the fuck up lately. Like, oh shit, I ain't finna talk about that. TD Jakes chilled out, but Sarah like, oh no. People are starting to be like, yeah, let me go ahead and do some shit. Even Steve, you don't hear Steve Flarkin, the elevation, what is it called? Elevation Church. Oh, you see, he backed off of it. I don't want no parts of that. Hold on. Wait a minute. Now y'all sitting here thinking like, wait a minute. If you got to think if that pastor or that minister is being so heavy and adamant about trying to tell you, stay away from astrology, stay away from that tarot, stay away from all that spiritual stuff. You have to be spiritual before you're religious. You answer to spirit. What did they tell you about Jesus? And it's the Holy Spirit. The Holy Ghost. Come on now. Be smart and let's be for real. And the reason being why they tell you not to do that, because guess what? When you decide to go look into it, right? What have y'all been doing for generations? What have we been doing over the last 30 centuries? Think about it. We will always celebrate who's the pastors, the ministers, the deacon, the evangelist. We celebrate their birthday, right? So when you decide to go ahead and go listen to that tarot, right? You know the pastor's date of birth, the day they was born, and the year they was born. Shit, that's all you really fucking need. Most of the time they be so happy. Yeah, I grew up in Southern California, or I grew up here. Well, shit, you could just go ahead and do that. You don't gotta know the time, because shit, it's gonna come out and give you either up to 3 different moons. That's it. But I guarantee you, well, shit, I want to look into what my pastor got going on. Oh, you know that pastor is a Taurus? Shit, I know Paula White Kane, that bitch is a Taurus. All right, cool. Listening to the right people that are not paid and under her radar, that if you go to certain readers over the last 6 years, I'll tell you one right now. And Jennifer Walker Zinn, her ass backed off because she's like, hell no, I don't want no parts. I ain't realized that you was getting us involved in this. That part. because they know that they've been going ahead and look into certain people, even down to all the people. If they got police officers in their pocket, they got judges in their pocket, these pastors, especially Paula, because you got to think, she goes on TBN for one. She works with the president, that's for two. And three, she's been the only one in the state of Florida outside of the other three in Destin, Fort Walton Beach, and Ocala area, down to Miami, is the only four pastors or minister churches that can use the sheriff department or the local PD to go ahead and direct traffic. Those been the only ones throughout the state of fucking Florida, right? So guess what she's going to do to keep in control over them, right? And she knows she got them in her pocket. She going to go pay her tarot reader, her personal one, and her personal psychic and seer. Hey, I'm going to need you to tell me about this person. Tell me about this judge. So it's judges that she got that she went on ahead and did work on their asses, unbeknownst to them, thinking they doing work on her or all the other people that they got in these courtrooms. And she got one female friend, about three judges that she worked really close with. Well, Jim, you know, we don't want to have to tell your wife about your little secret escapades at the hotel, and you sneaking and creeping at the hospital. Think about it. And I guarantee there's a lot of these motherfuckers like, yikes. Yeah, she's using tarot amongst all of you at this church. So of course I can convince a whole monastery or a whole congregation to say, stay away from that stuff. They talking about the devil's work. And you sitting there looking at the white devil itself. The white devil in the dress that's wear fucking Prada. And I guarantee that bitch wearing Prada, probably driving around in a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce, flying in a helicopter to a church. But your community's still in shit. Come on now. Let's make logical sense of it. I'm not thinking emotional. Let's think logic, okay? Let's think legal. Let's do the math. Oh, DeSantis, I know you and your wife had this going on. Come on now. But I'm a respecter because she got a respectable tie. And then she also worked with the president. Shit. Of course, if I was DeSantis and Susanna and I was Rubio's, of course, like, yeah, I want her to be my friend. But when you go ahead and look at Rubio's and DeSantis, don't they got Cuban descent? Don't they got ties to Puerto Rico? Let's go ahead and do a little bit more digging. Pay attention to them brown bracelets that they be wearing. Oh, that's Santeria. You can tell if they doing Yoruba. You can tell if they doing hoodoo work. You can tell if they went to fucking Haiti. You can tell if they went to Africa. So it's too easy to figure out where they're running their money to make sure that when they want to get rid of somebody or make a hit because they secrets is coming out where it's no longer a secret, of course I'm going to be more aggressive to try to take that person out. Of course I want to make sure that they don't show up at court. Because why? That person can air that bitch out. Nobody's going to, if I was a non-factor and I wasn't talking about nothing, I was so crazy. So why would you want to kill somebody if they're a non-factor and nobody's going to believe her? That means somebody amongst that situation could have been start asking questions. Logical sense. Let's think logical. No emotions involved. No emotions involved. Let's think logical. Damn, she could say what kind of strategy and what people we use. So in this situation, she knows she gonna have more control. Like, oh shit, so her family is doing this. So of course they getting money off of each other, right? Then on top of that, oh, she was in Puerto Rico. Okay, well, let's see. Well, we know most of the people that, Spanish or whatever, they're going to always be in Kissimmee or down to Homestead, down to fucking Miami, right? They going to sit there and try to fill them out. Oh, first, let me go show up at one of their church. And first, I can guarantee any church that she hit in the Spanish community. And when she showed up, oh, what a blessing. Look what God has brought us in. We got the well-known TBN, Miss Paula, coming to our church. Don't you? Didn't she miraculously give y'all a hefty donation without y'all having to pay for her to come visit y'all? No, she just seen y'all had something of interest because y'all Facebook groups and stuff like that. So trust and believe she done hired private investigators just to see, hey, what kind of nonsense they involved in. And if the person I'm targeting, do they have the same interest of the person I'm targeting? And if they find out, and of course they're gonna find out, like, okay, so you got your people still doing that? Do you still got your military folks still doing this? You still got this going on? You got to think about, okay, anybody that really enters her energy, don't she give off more? She's calm and docile, but she give off masculine energy. The husband just sitting off in the corner like, yeah, babe. But hold up, you the only fucking pastor out of all of these motherfuckers. You've been married about 3, 4 fucking times. I'm sorry, not sorry, but in the eyes of this, who can't really keep a man? So, of course, on a federal offense, on a situation, I need to ask these other fucking husbands, if I was the investigator, what was y'all real reason for divorcing this woman? If you're just so high and mighty, sitting on this fucking high fucking horse, and I'm the baby, sometimes you start getting to digging in some people's situations. I got questions. Oh yeah, I was at trailer park and I had this, because her whole story, she put some of the same testimony that she repeats on Wikipedia, right? Who wouldn't believe anything that comes on Wikipedia? They tell you to stay off of fucking Wikipedia because that's where Criminal City is. So you really want to know the truth? Wikipedia actually be telling the truth and more information and intel than you ever fucking know. Got to think why in college and elementary and high school, when y'all finally doing APA format, why they tell you why Wikipedia is not a useful source, but then they tell you if you use any informational source, it'll be .gov or .org. Sometimes it's an iffy with the .net sites, right? And you have to be super careful with the .coms, right? If you once you do your research and when the copyrights were done. Because usually a true copyright will tell you the first year that they started up to the current year, anytime that they do their updates, right? So someone, do your due diligence. Make it make logical sense. Because if I was so incompetent and I had so much mental issues, I wouldn't be able to explain elaborately on how to go ahead and do y'all fucking jobs of something that you're supposed to do that. Steve Jobs is not here no more. Right, Professor? Because now you sitting here going and check and ask people from IBM, how will she know how this algorithm works? Shit, it requires you just to have simple, basic complexities. Anytime that they're doing artificial intelligence, whether it's in bioengineering or computer science, they have to base it off of a brain or actual physical content or an individual, how to base the brain, the genetics, and even build, whether you're doing clone work or you're doing a robotic one. I'm not no fucking cyborg, but it don't take a fucking rocket scientist to figure it out. We do basic rocket scientists in the fucking 5th and 6th grade. Unless you have a cool ass teacher, you'll learn it in 3rd grade. Y'all remember the game Oregon Trail? That was their first intel to see how well you could know how to control and conduct people. A lot of people thought that they was just playing the game just to learn what cholera was, just to know what certain plagues were, or to know the trails. You know that in elementary school, they were trying to teach you, oh, this is the journey of Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea. Well, if we really talk about the history of Sacagawea and Lewis and Clark, that history story would make a lot of people pissed off. Why else do you think the indigenous Native American people of America are a little bit pissed off? Let's make it make sense. Let's present the facts. Talk about Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea to a person that is an indigenous Native America here right now. I guarantee they fit to sit there and look at your ass. What the fuck you talking about? You get a history lesson that's gonna make your ass sit down and be like, so what they teaching us in school, yeah, you ever realize if you ever try to present facts, they'll try to tell you and try to fail you automatically? It's because they know that you know, and depending on the type of degree or education that they have, which most of the time they just get the basic, which they be like, yeah, I went to college to go ahead and get, become a teacher. What type of teacher? What was your specialty? And most of the time, I don't want to teach high school students. I don't want to do, why you don't want to do that? Why you don't want to do that? Most of the time they want to try to divert themselves to work with special needs, because guess what? It's not a big requirement of certain things outside of having to learn how to do medical things or the needs of that child. Most of them become director of students. Rachel Hooser did it. Dianata Correra did that. I know a lot of people that got fucking particular degrees, but shit, even them sitting amongst me, they know Sharita will figure this shit out. A lot of these people know not to come sit in my fucking face because they know I'm going to ask particular questions and they know they're not prepared to go ahead and give those answers. How you know that? It ain't about how you know. It ain't about who you know. 10 times out of 10 is what you know and where did you inquire it from. So when we're going to use religion, let's break down religion and what was the sole purpose. Didn't they recently take out religion of school? Because you remember we used to have to pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Y'all remember we used to do that? And now we can't do that no more. And under division, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Why they take that out of school? Why they take it out of school? Because it was too much information for them to go ahead and figure out, oh, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do this, right? So that's why they know with the simple thing of them running this case or whatever, even the judge, if a judge end up signing off on some bullshit and they end up trying to get my money again, they just know that it's going to be a big ass penalty, and whatever it is of this money that they got these people taking, they're going to have to triple that. Because convincing someone that I got a mental issue, good luck. Good luck. Please, good luck with that. Because I allowed you to play long enough to play in my energy for y'all to go ahead and convince me that somebody that is like, what? Excuse me? The audacity? Because if you feel I was fit to be jealous of or envious of another fucking female, you already failed. Because I be bored with half of them. I be bored. A vibe don't lie, but a mouth will. Most of the time, people don't become friends unless they know business and secrets about you. They know what you got going on in your life. They know your secrets and shit. That's the only time they want to be fucking friends. So who the fuck needs them? Are we doing anything stimulating? Are we doing anything to cause growth? Are we doing anything to actually protect the children? Are we doing anything to actually create more businesses and jobs for those who are not able to do that? Are we doing anything so we can go ahead and redirect the fucking penitentiary, jail, and prison fucking system to make sure that when these fucking felons come out, that they can actually have good behavior, actually have real fucking mental health help instead of being abused to do other people's dirty work? Because you weren't going to have me fucking confused for too long, because all I needed to do was just go ahead and stay in whatever fucking state you had me in. All it did was allow me to figure out how they was doing it, why they was doing it, what they was doing, who they did it to. But doing it to me was the wrong fucking answer. But what benefit would I would have got or gained to be a fucking Eastern Star? Nothing but be around a bunch of bimbos, dumb bitches that gotta feel like, oh, we're this, bitch. I don't know if it to go around looking like a damn granny with boots and shit. Come on now. We have to do this. I ain't fit to go around and do no ritual for you for your fucking benefit because you want to be forever young and live your good old glory days because you didn't do shit that you should have fucking did. You didn't believe in yourself then. So you had to live vicariously through your man doing whatever achievements he had. This is equivalent to watching a bitch that got a husband in the military and she thinks she wear his rank. Just because your husband is the colonel, bitch, it does not make you a colonel. Please sit the fuck down. That colonel been cheating on your ass for 50 fucking years. And just because you got 2 kids, his ass probably got 12 outside of your bitch ass. Those family picnics that you seeing and that one soldier that's single, yeah, that's his kid. Come on now. That's why these females like chill the fuck out before you try to throw in somebody's face about, oh, I got this marriage, I got that. Man, if you don't hush, you'll have a heart attack before you could even blink your eyes twice. At the G. Red Fox is equivalent to fucking Red Fox from that damn show that his ass was fucking gay himself. Richard Pryor. All of them motherfuckers. So that's why when it comes to it, it's like, oh, well, listen to Jaguar Wright. Shit, she one of the biggest fucking traffickers. Right on top of that with Tokyo. In that, before Black China went back to her original name, they was doing tarot and shit. A lot of y'all motherfuckers out here like, oh, I'm working with this. And they was doing work on you just to make sure that you are committed to them. Of course I'm going to give you the money. Of course I'm going to make sure you do this. Of course I'm going to give you a warlock. Oh, I work with Tekashi 69. Congratulations, you want a fucking cookie? And he a snitch, so apparently you gotta be a snitch too. You attract who the fuck you are. I don't give a fuck if I had an NDA to work with somebody. Shit, the only thing I really want to do is make sure I'm gaining and doing what the fuck I'm supposed to do and releasing and healing motherfuckers, or at least get the information out there. I feel like the only person right now, even though I don't give a fuck about his ass, 50 Cent, but shit, at least he's utilizing his shit for a right reason. Let's be logical about it. And y'all out here being illogical. Why else do you think Kendrick Lamar chills in the fucking background? K. Michelle was a little bit way too fucking loud and got a little bit too fucking comfortable doing certain stupid shit. No different than Summer Walker. No different than Cesar. Come on now. Let's be logical. Oh, I want to be a fairy. Janae Aiko, shall I continue? Ain't shit wrong with her, but at least she making sure she stays submitted to her Indonesian, her Indian, Samoan, and Korean, Asian culture. I can respect it. But let's be logical. Don't abuse the system to sit there and try to confuse somebody to keep them off a path and what's meant for them and destined for them. Shit, if they got to do a bulldozer fucking thing to go ahead and knock all y'all motherfuckers over, so be it. What happened to that career? Well, they thought that they can abuse the little guy, keep stealing from them and doing all this other bullshit to him, and knowing that they can work with all these other people who got her money and then get more money off of it to do it. Why else do you think right now, I can tell you right now, Master P will probably watch, but be in fucking shock because it's like, wait a minute, I had people sign on my record and they was doing what? Let's be logical. The facts are the facts. So don't sit here and play with somebody thinking that you hold rank. I don't give a fuck how much fucking money you got. My money is my money, and all I'm asking for is my motherfucking money. They only fucking did a hit on fucking Nipsey Hussle due to the simple fact because the information that he could have gave to all our fucking anybody in the African American community, and he was doing it for people of color. So meaning if you came from fucking India, South Africa, if you came from Africa, period, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Trinidad, he did it for us. Do you not know how fucking powerful we are? He even did that shit for fucking Mexico. It's some shit that I know that it's some shit, even if you have syphilis, if you had herpes, if you got sick and if you had fucking cancer. Nipsey knew that shit. He knew the fucking cure. He knew the method. He was sitting there willing to go ahead and make and create fucking jobs for the thugs, for the motherfuckers, for the hood street. So we ain't have to do this shit no more, so they wouldn't keep simulating us. Ben Carson wanted to be an Uncle fucking Ruckus. He was cool with that shit. Long as he got paid, so he forget where the fuck he came from. He forgot where the fuck he came from. Everybody ain't gonna forget where the fuck they came from. I know who I am. I'm gonna respect my motherfucking Orishas, and some of y'all disrespecting them. That's like slapping in their face if they came down today to go ahead and protect you and guide you. I can't protect and guide nobody who's still trying to use caste system. I can't sit there and protect anybody so the Vatican secrets don't get out. I can't protect those people that's still trying to say I'm a man or a woman of God, but you sitting there abusing it. You might as well tell Jesus, come back and reincarnate over 3 days again and come back and smack that man in his fucking face. How dare you call on Jesus and then go do some fucking hateful shit, commit all the 7 deadly sins, and then go ahead and utilize that when you know the power that it carry, whether you know what the fuck the Greek, dead Latin, Spanish, or any of that shit, and go use it in a courtroom. And then have the audacity to say they have a mental issue. They're on welfare. They use Section 8 and Medicaid, but you running the money through it to go ahead and make a hit on these people. They're felons, they're criminals, but you take the money out of Vanguard to go ahead and do that. Vanguard rule all the most of the fucking police systems, right along with the prisons, right along with the private prisons. I could break down the stock market, but I guarantee that you're going to want to block me from it, because when I did the E-Trade, you try to funnel that shit because you knew blocking me from doing day trade, Coinbase, you name it, shit, I'll rule that motherfucking system. Give me over fucking $500 million. I'll flip that shit and be a billionaire over the next 3 years. Shit, I'll probably be a trillionaire. And y'all knew that. The Illuminati knew it. The Shriners knew that. The real Masons knew that, and I'm not talking about you PHA greedy motherfuckers. The Jews know that. I can't consider a Hebrew Israelite. I can't consider you black Jews. I can't take a more serious. Because if you really wanted that to happen, shit, I know it's a female, but I'm sorry, your misogyny behavior got in the way of that. Because it's a female, right? But it's a female that actually can think better than a fucking man himself. I just so happen to have the avatar of a woman with a titties and a fucking vagina. Peekaboo, I see you. Oh, I ain't fit to fight with this man because he got the Samoans in his pocket. Bitch, you scared. Tell me how much you scared without telling me you scared. If I could take my ass over there to fucking Hawaii, Guam, or to fucking Samoa or Australia and be like, hey, let me holler at you real quick, player. Hey, hit that haka real quick for them. They don't understand the celebration of life and death. They don't understand the celebration of going ahead and doing the certain things. They don't know the real definition, but some people go ahead and pull rank. Y'all don't understand the true definition of particular motorcycle clubs. Yeah, they might move certain shit, but shit, I know anything about real fucking white men that do biker clubs. They really be out here protecting some of y'all motherfuckers that don't need to be fucking protected. If I know anything, yeah, they might drop a body or a few if you getting out of fucking line and out of pocket. But I can guarantee you, call the motherfuckers up. Hey, we got some bullying situation. We got motherfuckers trying to set bomb. Really and truly, they been our real fucking military, and some of them are retired military. Trust and believe me, I know how to respect rank when it comes to it. But respect somebody else's fucking gangster. I'm just spiritual before I'm a fucking human. So I'm going to see when you're trying to make a hit on somebody's life that you know for a fact is innocent. But then you got the audacity to try to punish me because I'm getting pissed off. No, I have a right to be angry. That's like a right to try to say I'm going to suppress you from having emotions. So I'm going to say you have an emotional disorder. I'm going to say you're psycho. You got, what is it called? Schizoaffective because you're having hallucinations. Am I having hallucinations, or is it that I see you clearly? And apparently a threat to a psychiatrist or a psychologist, they hate to be seen clearly about the dumb shit that they do and the people that they take advantage of. And most of the time they take advantage of people. If you're middle class, you own Social Security, you got some kind of disability, they love to take advantage of all you motherfuckers. I'm sorry, but not sorry. Are you a registered nurse? Oh, they love to take advantage of you. Are you a police officer that work for a local PD? They love to take advantage of you. Are you a person that work in diesel? They love to take advantage of you. Are you a person that know how to create particular apps? I love to take advantage of you. So some of you white collar jobs, you got to understand you're still a worker bee. You're still a worker bee. Because the only difference on the inside of a fucking military is the rank that you carry. Are you one of the E9s? Are you the worker bee? Or are you an officer? The officer have more power than the person that could be a fucking sergeant major of the fucking army or the general or the colonel. A CW5 will have more power over a 5-star general any day. Why? Because he's an officer. His command is going to outcommand the general. You can come in with 50 fucking degrees, but still come in as a PFC. But if you don't know that your degree will allow you to become a second lieutenant, a first lieutenant, or a fucking major, oh well, you just lost out on a lot of fucking money. Well, how do I cross over? Well, I could tell you, but shit, it's a waste of time to even help you motherfuckers. Do you not know it's certain, even if you went to college to do certain things that, hey, if I went to college to go ahead and get a doctorate degree in law right now, right? Most people will sit there and tell you, oh, you have to, train first. You will have to do what you call it. What's the attorneys that they call you? Court appointed ones. You'll have to start off doing that first before you can actually open up your firm. But mind you, you went to get a doctorate. Why can't I just jump to being a judge? Well, you need experience. No, you don't. Shit, you probably sat there and watched they have you do it for 3 years? So you be a probate before you can go ahead and do persecution, run your own firm, or become a judge. So you got to wait 3 years before you can do that? Come on now. But you want to call me incompetent? I might have a disability, but it doesn't make me incompetent. It doesn't make me fucking emotional. If anything, I'm more logical than I'm emotional. Anyone in this type of state or any type of situation as such as this would naturally, which I would hope you would just dissociate from everything. Why should I be concerned about a relationship or love? Because that's just going to distract and take away from what it is that I need to do. I need money right now. I need security. I need stability. And me being concerned about if a motherfucker going to love me or not. Apparently, I've been not loved for my whole fucking life. And the only love that I known was the love that I gave myself and sitting there praying and having the little bit of fucking faith of a mustard seed to get through half the shit that you did. Because any fucking person and any person that could have been doing psychiatry or psychology over the last fucking 30 years is saying out of their own fucking mouth, she could possibly be a walking time bomb. Or they're saying to you in your fucking face as a judge, a lawyer, or any fucking body inquiring about me, I don't know how she do it. Because I'm not able to categorize her. If anything, we misdiagnose. She do have fucking high intelligence and a high IQ. So that would fuck you up to go ahead and have to think like, damn, this person been through a lot. Eventually, it's a lot of things. The regular average person or an average female that probably had to go through half the shit, I'm pretty sure they're not making it. So that spiritual or divination and things like that, and they want a destiny swap, by all means, you're not going to survive it. I give you my word. Because that one moment where they tell you they're going to evict you from your home, the car get repossessed, you don't have a job, you're not able to get hired, the money you was getting, you no longer getting anymore. Tell me how that worked out. Your kids being disobedient, disrespectful, flunking out of school, and all this shit. And you busted your ass to get them the money so they can go to college. They fucked up the money in college. Imagine how the fuck that feels. You're going to be losing your fucking brain. I'm struggling to have groceries today. I'm struggling to eat. And I still stood up, even with tears on my motherfucking face. So that's why anybody playing with me, you got to make logical sense. Because with the little bit that I fucking had, even though my son probably had lost weight and everything, I still kept him alive. It was difficult as fuck. Imagine being in Puerto Rico and you know Puerto Rico sits under the fucking equator, so it's hot year round. I had to sleep in the car with a disabled child and my son. It got to a point I'm sharing one water bottle with a kid. With 2 kids. So it's days where I'm not drinking water and they poison the system so I can make sure that I don't fucking survive, to make sure that my kids, that the only thing that I kept doing was staying strong, get stateside. Rita, whatever the fuck you do, you gotta get your ass stateside. I made it stateside. But did I not know, unbeknownst to me, it's the only people that were closest to me already premeditating the system. So meaning as I'm calling the system to get shit set up, they already had premeditated to go ahead and having their records as I was unfit. She's causing abuse to her child and things like this. And imagine that it's supposed to be your so-called mom, your aunt, your cousins, and people you don't even fucking talk to for years calling the system on you. Imagine that. Imagine that you've been fucking rich for over the last fucking 4 or 5 years. You have children and you piss off the right fucking person, and now they're calling child protective services on you. Now you sit here, why these people knocking on my door? I take good care of my kids. Well, according to your friend or somebody that you're not doing the favors for anymore and you're questioning them, they have the authority to go ahead and call child protective services. And now you're in a fucking panic and you're in a shock. And now you ain't never been used to knowing what anxiety is or depression is or a psychotic break is or psychosis. You don't know that fucking feeling. Now you got to experience it because you wanted to be in somebody else's shoes or life so fucking bad. Why are they so carefree? Naturally, I'm a happy person. Before I even had smoked weed, ever tried fucking alcohol or any of that shit. And I hate the taste of it. But sometimes, hey, it's certain fucking things where I can understand why certain men, they're not drinkers, but shit, that bottle is that little bit of scotch that they be having in the cup, that be like that be enough to take the edge off versus you sitting there saying, look, you about to say something that's gonna cause me to wreck fucking habit on your face. Cause trust and believe, I would tell a person, please stop. Cause in my mind, I done committed about 50 fucking violations and crimes. I'm doing my best to keep fucking calm. Because all the shit that y'all done put me through, I'm pretty sure crime of passion, murder, you name it, I should have fucking been committed that shit. But I have enough common sense. I have enough fucking logic and stability and security within myself to know, like, Rita, they ain't worth it. They ain't worth you using your fucking 43 Glock on their ass. They ain't worth the bullets to come out of here because I'm pretty sure the fuck shit they doing to me, they probably did it to other people, or they're about to encounter a motherfucker that take their ass out for me. So I'm not concerned to waste my time on someone that's willing to do low life shit. I'm not wasting my time on people that's not willing to think for themselves. Why waste a bullet on a motherfucker that just don't know no better? Forgive them for what they don't know. So I had to forgive everybody that came in my path, even though I had to go ahead to be of love or be of war. Be of love or be of war. Well, shit, be of war and war they ass on their intelligence. Since they want to insult minds, let's go ahead and break theirs. They have a degree. I don't. I just carry the knowledge, which I've always thought over the last fucking years of my life that it was unuseful information because, Sharita, why would you need to do that? You are a law-abiding citizen. Shit, I'll fucking lose my shit whenever it's like, I got a speeding ticket. Oh my gosh. So I have to make it my business. Let me pay this. Let me get it out the way. I have enough sense for that. But somebody that's stupid enough, oh, we'll give you $4 million if you go ahead and kill her. But you're not asking the questions. Isn't that your daughter? Isn't that your niece? Isn't that your cousin? Isn't that your best friend? Nobody asks that question until it's too late. Aren't you the pastor? Aren't you a minister? And all people involved. You mean to tell me you wasn't under a fucking spell for you to go ahead to know, like, I'm watching this person, I'm doing illegal surveillance, I'm doing all this shit to carry out a narrative to make her look like she's a prostitute, a drug addict, and then some. You got to think you had to lace fucking drugs just to try to get this presumed situation. You had to pay fucking people to get on a dating app and hope that I choose them to do the shit that you're doing. Let's make it make sense. How many years y'all been doing that? For a lot of people in the Spanish, black, or you any type of fucking minority, they've been getting away with this shit for fucking 41 years. I'm tired. Are you? I'm tired. Are you? But however, I'm not going to keep trying to convince any fucking body to do anything other than what it is that's in them to do. And that's for them to not have a heart. I have a heart. But however, the most that I can say with the prophecy, and me already know that I've been prophesied, been ordained of this. I didn't ask for it. I carry the angel of life or death. I don't like it. I don't like it. But now I got to learn to love it, right? Power is in the mouth of the tongue, isn't it? It's power in the words of the tongue. So you have to be mindful about who you pissing off, who can see me clearly, whose energy you playing in. It's all fun and games and a joke until it's not. How did they know we was part of this secret society? How did they know that we was doing this? How did they? I don't know. Is someone still trying to convince you that it's not a real thing? But it's the same people trying to convince you that's blackmailing you. Oh, I can call in a favor to make sure that they clean up your record. I could call the fire department, make sure that they don't pay that no mind. Make it make logical sense, because there's a lot of motherfuckers involved that I'll make a phone call for you, no problem. But can you do me a favor when you go to work? It seems like you work over here at the DMV. Can you do this? Oh, the pastor came to me and asked me to do this. Did they? But you not realizing that you just put your career on the line. You the little guy to the big fish. So y'all was all willing to jeopardize y'all lives, y'all pensions, and all this other shit for a motherfucker that when all shit get ready to go down. Oh no, they did that on their own accord. I just asked for a favor. They could have just told me no. Those are the famous words when it's time for them to go ahead and start talking to the feds. That's their favorite line that they gonna hit them with. I just asked them. It's not like I put a gun to their head and made them do it. You gotta think about that. You working for a bank? Oh, child. God forbid you work for a bank and you went on ahead and let somebody transfer money and took other people's money. Oh, baby. Trust and believe me, you hitting the penitentiary. You about to hit a penitentiary. You going. Oh, you a police officer, you a sheriff, and they watching you and surveillancing you? Well, we got our own surveillance team because shit, Melbourne, like I said, NASA's over here, the Space Center is over here, the Satellite Center is over here. So it's too easy for them to hover to figure out what's what. But the only kicker is that they would have to literally have a team of 30 plus people to be able to make sure that, hey, if there's drones that's going to be in this, in this while we doing this shit, we got to make sure that ain't nobody else is going to see us doing this. They still trying to figure out, okay, well, who's our inside informants? They still trying to figure that shit out, not knowing that they already watched it. They also watching them from the leasing office over here in Preserve Lee, even in the housing area as well, over here to the apartments. They watching them to see who all they got called in these apartments. Whether they going to have the people come meet them, at the office just to talk, so they not having to talk on the phone. Then sent them letters to go put it in their mail. Sending out certain letters and shit like that. And it's like, hey, I seen that you need to do plumbing. Or I seen that it's due for maintenance for your air filters. The smart motherfuckers know, look, I'll just go pick it up. I don't need you coming to my house. I don't want you coming to my house. Because I don't want to be caught up talking to none of y'all motherfuckers. Smart motherfuckers know that. But any other person in between, now they sitting here like, okay. But y'all still got read it out. So the feds is just going to figure out how long you doing it, who you doing it to, and why. They're going to figure out how much money you willing to pay these people, who you doing it. And I'm sitting here, I was like, shit, if these people been living here longer than I have, all it took for me is to walk around this fucking neighborhood. And if I wanted to, and it was time for them to go ahead and find me, hey, all I would have to tell the feds to do, drive around in this neighborhood and tell me how many cars you have spotted. For one, expired car tags. Two, how many of them have out-of-state plates in the dates that is due for that. Three, how often are they meeting at particular spots, and how many times or how many people are in that house over 3 grown adults. That's all I have to do. That's all I have to do. I'm just not in the business because I know that they watch my YouTube. They just watch my YouTube. So them feeling like they're going to use people from Indonesia, India, Arabia, and all this other shit, they pulling out. Because now you got to think. You're violating national security. Why? Because other countries, United States Embassy, they're watching. If China was willing to open any American person of any country to go ahead and come do finish their college studies, and you're having issues with studying in the United States, which one factor is I just want to finish my fucking degrees. Do you not know that the moment that I will set foot on China, China will be like, "What's your name? What's your name? Come here." They're gonna offer me a position. They're gonna offer me somewhere to stay. But guess who I'm gonna be dealing with? The people of Hong Kong or all the people of China. Why? I don't have no loyalty or allegiance to anything, because the people that I should have allegiance to are the same people trying to fuck me with no lube. You protecting the dummies, which these dummies need to get out of fucking position. Take their fucking jobs and let them see how the fuck it feels when they doing fuck shit. But we're gonna delay her money. We're gonna let these people keep stealing from her. Are you sure? I really be trying to be nice with people, but it's like people take advantage. It's like, do you realize the people that are the nicest, have the most kindest heart, always willing to help you? And it's not like a people pleasing thing. They don't mind it. Because I'm the type of person, I don't mind. That's like somebody sitting here in the neighborhood and they be like, shit, I gotta get to work, but I don't have a sitter. I'm not fit to charge you. Go to work. How long you gonna be gone? Does the child have allergies? Do you need anything? Okay, go to work, come back, just check in with me every hour to 3 hours or whatever the fuck it is that you need to do, and go handle your business. I'm a fucking sweetheart until I'm not. Oh, God forbid that she gets angry. Anger is an emotion, isn't it? Rage is an emotion, right? It took me all the way up into 27 years to figure out what real fucking emotions was. Because I would get to a point while I allow people to keep pissing me off, and I'll, whatever, I'm gonna let you be great, whatever. And then finally when I blow the fuck up, then it's like, she got anger problems. She just don't know how to control herself. But didn't I offer you mercy and grace until I couldn't offer you no more? And now I want to fucking take your neck and bring you across every fucking wall that there is in a building? Now I don't have any emotional control. No, but if the right people was fucking watching, they'll be common sense enough. No, you kept fucking with her, and now we need to know what the fuck did you do to her. The right people that would actually genuinely say that they know me, they're gonna ask you straight up to your face, what did you do to her? The right people that really know me, they're going to ask you straight up before you even finish any stupid shit and be like, she going on a rampage, she talk about this, she doing this. A real person that know me, that's coming from a genuine heart space and for real know me, the question they're going to ask you, what did you do? I don't go off for no reason. I ain't ever stole from nobody. I ain't ever lied on nobody. I ain't ever did nothing, inappropriately. I ain't ever did no crazy shit like that. And for the people to sit there and listen to somebody to say that I did some shit like that, come on now. I'm that motherfucker. You can leave your fucking house door open and I see someone trying to come into their door. Hey, I'm screaming for you to come to your fucking door. Do you know this person? It ain't me being no Karen, but do you know who this is? But now it's just like, I feel like I'm not able to do that for fucking people no more. Because who the fuck did it for me? But I will protect me by all means necessary. And if that requires me to come on YouTube every day, even though I don't want to fucking be on this bitch, I'm going to reveal every little piece of sin if I got to. I don't care who the fuck you are, what job you have. I don't give a fuck about your lifestyle, but shit, now you giving me grounds to make fun of your ass. And what I know about anybody that got low self-esteem and insecurities, they hate to be made fun of, but they can make fun of everybody else until they're made fun of. But they're getting made fun of with facts, not lies. So don't be careful about telling lies on folks that can tell the truth about you. And for me in this situation, it's been nothing but a whole bunch of truth, because I'm pretty sure anybody that did shit towards me, they sitting there looking like goof troop right now. Oh, she's this, she smell like this. Bitch, I got more immaculate fucking hygiene than sometimes shit I over-stimulate and clean it myself that I irritate myself. Please stop that. I know how to unlike you other motherfuckers. If I get into a depressed state or get into a funk, I pull myself out. I ain't ever had nobody pull me out of fucking depression. Ever. What Tamisha Pierce did it what? That one time when I sat there, like literally, I got into a point in my life, and it's something that I have no shame and embarrassment because I got there. Because I knew what type of fucking evil, sadistic, dirty ass people I was dealing with. Do you not know how fucking serious and how deep it has to be to a point where I sat there and I had to say out loud and I fucking broke down while I was at college? Mind you, I literally had just aced all my math quizzes because I had missed days of school, and I aced every single one of my fucking tests. I should have been the happiest person in the world. But instead, I'm in my fucking car looking at a window be busted out because my so-called faggot ass husband didn't know how to just leave. If he wanted to be gay and be happy, he could have. But instead, he was fucking antagonizing me. I got to that fucking lowest point in my life that I said I was willing to kill myself and my kids just so my kids wouldn't face no fucking harm. Imagine being in that fucking state. So anybody trying to call me anything other than a mom that wanted my kids to not have to be in a fucking sick, sadistic ass world with a bunch of dirty fucking people that are so fucking inconsiderate about themselves and life just because you got fucking money? Then stand on business. At least I can be full transparent because ain't shit for me to hide. Ain't nothing for me to be ashamed of. I've been depressed. I've been in anxiety. I've been oppressed my whole life. Everybody love you until you're doing better than them. They love you at your low state because they can still do what it is that they can do to you. They can use you as the scapegoat until they're not able to no more. They can lie on you all day long, but guess what? Liars do come in numbers. A group of lies got to be in a group to make the one person seem like they lying. But however, the right people finally go ahead and start asking the right questions. The liar don't seem so lying no more. The crazy person don't seem so fucking crazy no more. Because some people get okay with getting beat down and beat down and beat down, told that they crazy. But really all along they've been right. They was telling the truth, but nobody want to believe the truth because they too busy sweeping the dirt under the rug. But what happened when all the rug started lifting and piling up? You ain't able to keep doing that no more. They ain't gonna be hidden no more. Eventually, the house accumulate dust. Eventually, the liquor start pouring through the people's systems. Eventually, these people that gotta hide and conceal all the pain and dirt that they do to people, that one day you catch them over popping pills. That one day that you overhear them gossiping about shit that they have no business gossiping about. But it's crazy how people love to talk about people when they're not in the room. So you got to watch people that love to talk about people that's not ever in the room. And then that person that do enters the room, they all super nice to them all of a sudden. No, because once you leave the room, you're the person of topic next. So who's really the liar in the situation? Who really got something to hide? It sure the fuck ain't me. Because ain't shit crazy. My brain is fully intact. But now the bullies feel attacked because their character and reputation and the shit that they really do behind closed doors or with the group is being fully exposed. I have zero problem with laying your shit bare. Because you got to remember, it was all cool and funny to go ahead and do it to somebody. But till it's done. So like that community post of the list of names that I can go ahead and do, the motherfuckers that's from the 718 as well included. We're going to go ahead and get suited and booted. Because I'm going to go ahead and tell your ass tooted and motherfucking booted. So which ones do you want it to be laid bare? I feel you more intimidated by the intelligence. I feel like you're more intimidated because I am beautiful. You ain't going to convince me otherwise. They had to try to make me feel ugly because of my lips. And I have to watch bitches pay to have the lips like mine. They had to make me feel like I was less than because I had curves as a little girl, and I'm watching people having to pay for the curves to die for. I had to watch people sit there and make fun of me because I had a big butt. I didn't ask for it, but it's bitches that I'm watching that have to pay to get it done to look like you. Make it make sense. Because they don't have self-esteem. But you want me to have low self-esteem? No ma'am, no ham, no cheese. No thank you. I have to remember that it's a lot of people that try to erase my memory so they can eat off of me. So any black person that really been around me, they eating off of me, off of my money. They owe me money, but you sitting there gaining weight. Look, sitting fat on a hog, ain't it? But it's crazy how ain't none of them been able to approach me. Ain't nobody asking them, why can't you talk to her yourself? Well, I did try to call her, but she's not answering. It seemed like she changed her number or something like that. You a motherfucking lie, because I dropped the number a few times already and the video ain't restricted. I didn't drop the number. So what you saying? So trying to say that you ain't been able to contact me or reach me, I know you motherfucking lying. And I'm pretty sure the judge who's in position in the government and all of them watching like, she right though. She right though. But everything that we've been pulling on her is considered a RICO. But you wanted to do this because you still want to claim that I was in Puerto Rico? Y'all got away with the shit because I was in Puerto Rico. Baby James died November 5th, 2021. Pronounced dead by 8:32. Funeral November 17th, 2021. I ain't go to Puerto Rico until June 2022. And y'all took full advantage because y'all was hoping that the same situation that was happening before, isolate, make her go ahead and just stay into a particular thing and make sure that she's not getting the love. Make sure you disrespect her in the most disrespectful way. Make sure you hurt her. Make sure you try to fight her and beat her up until they realize the motherfucker she, baby, I grew up tussling. I grew up fighting. Nothing but men. All my fights had to be with men before it was ever with fucking females. So listening to an apology, fuck you in that apology. I speak money right now. I speak business at this time. I'll work with anybody. I don't care. I'm unbiased. But the apologies, no, you meant what you did. Y'all meant what you said, so stand on that. But however, I can accept a money apology. At least the money ain't lying to me. But feelings and emotions, what are those? Because I was sincere yesterday. Last night, 1 a.m. this morning, I was sincere. But till my dreams went on ahead and revealed to me what kind of sneak move y'all was trying to pull. I don't want to be part of the music industry. I don't want to work for them. I don't want to do that. Anything I want to choose to do, I should be able to choose to do on my own accord. Not because you're still trying to keep control and still do research and try to figure out this. No, if you want to figure out something, you can ask me. Don't put me in predicaments or situations just to see how she's going to manage this and how she's going to handle this. I'm going to give her this, this bill or something like that just to see how she handle her money. Because you listen to Patrick and Sheila, you got to understand they got to unalive a person for a life insurance policy just to re-up on their money. They got to do car accident scams and fraud and identity frauds just to get up on their money. They got to do credit card and credit frauds and Ponzi schemes just to feel like they got to get money. Versus you sitting here watching me come up with all these other ideas that y'all know for a fucking fact that should have took off. But you had to pay people to block. I can only imagine that when I did the Spectrum female veterans news thing, I can only imagine someone probably did, out of the kindness of their heart, did do a GoFundMe fund. But I'm pretty sure that y'all stole that money too. I'm a billion percent sure y'all stole that money. And then with the people watching my bank account and watching how they've been funneling the money and playing with it on a bank statement, it's crazy how a bank statement can tell you every fucking thing. It's crazy. Oh no, it's nothing. You try to gaslight me at the bank with Navy Federal Credit Union? Come on now. I wasn't born yesterday. And now it's like, oh, she playing in that devil stuff. No, y'all do that devil shit. It's just so happen you mad as fuck because I pointed out who do it and what you do in the meantime. I could respect anything that anybody do, but it gets real disrespectful when you trying to use something against somebody to abuse from them and to steal from them just so you can still fucking eat. So that's why I know any fucking man coming towards me at this time, you're a waste of my fucking time. This ain't money. I don't speak fucking conversation. Oh, you look beautiful. Is that no? What I speak is my Cash App going off? Is my PayPal going off? Am I getting a notification from Navy Federal right now? So why are you even feeling like the need to even step to me? It don't make me a gold digger. It just means I'm a bunch of fucking cold-hearted right now. And any man that ever fucking had me lying and saying that I did something to him, you know he a bold-faced fucking lie. It was people getting loved and treated like fucking kings, gods, and you name it. And they fucked me over in the worst way. So yes, I have a right to stand my ground, and I have a right to sit here and say, before you speak to me, I speak money before you even fix your face to say something. For all you know, I could be sitting in this fucking bitch starving, and you laughing, you know, ha, we're gonna do this, ha, we're gonna do this, by all means. But it's okay, because I'm not gonna trip about it, because it ain't like I ain't never fucking starved before. Because sometimes when you starving enough, you get real fucking hungry about that shit. And I'm hungry right now. I'm hungry to a point that I'm willing to bury y'all motherfuckers naked. I'm willing to tear down anybody's society, anybody's organization, even at the cost of my own fucking life. But you won't get paid off that shit either. You stole enough. Because eventually in the right country, you know what happened to certain thieves? They cut their hands off. And depending on what you stole and who you stole from, they cut them off at the head. So apparently, y'all getting your hands cut off wasn't enough. So now I got to go for a head like a snake that you are. Cut them off at the head. Because I ain't no motherfucking tail. And I ain't no snake. I ain't no rat. Because I can't be a rat about something you stole from me. Even a king or a mafia motherfucker would turn in his eye. Y'all do the same shit, but shit, if I got to turn you over to the Fed to get you off the block, so be it. But trying me was going to be the last time you ever try, motherfucker. Let me check your credentials. Who you know, what you know. I know to mind my own business and stay in my own lane, but when you swerving in mine and you stealing from me, and you stealing from my fucking kids and my fucking, all I had is my motherfucking kids. That's it. That's all I fucking had was my kids. That's it. I ain't had nobody. Can't ever say that it was a relationship with any fucking body. But I do hold longevity. I do hold loyalty by a fucking default. But I ain't giving loyalty to not a motherfucker ever again. You know that. I give the word on that. You'll call me a fucking dog before anything. And even a dog is loyal to a default. But go ahead and not feed it. Go ahead and mistreat a dog. That dog will turn on your ass depending on what kind you got. I ain't finna sit here and deal with nobody that is just in here for the long haul. I just need that energy. I just need that energy. Can they just recognize me? Fuck no, you ain't worthy to be even recognized. And anybody fucking working with you is a low life, low vibrationer, and they don't even know they fucking worth. That's why someone trying to do divination. What can I read on her? You can read the fact to go find you something fucking safe to do and not play with me. Before I tell your mama some secrets, because if she coming over here to listen, let me tell you about your son. Let me tell you about your daughter. Let me tell y'all about your mama. Let me tell y'all about your daddy. Let me tell you about your greasy granny. Shit. People be loving to play with you until it's like, I don't want to do this no more. Well, shit, you wanted to do it until it's, now I don't want to do this no more. Why you don't want to do it no more, Cletus? Come on now, Cletus. Why you don't want to play? Cause I'll be damned if I go back and forth with an escort. Bitch, you sell coochie for a living. Leave me the fuck alone. I know that cootie cat loose than a motherfucker because you sitting here doing it. Somebody find you something safe to do, loose. Something that didn't you just book you a client about 15 minutes ago? Then you just go ahead and hit the flow about 6:30 to 9:30 this morning. Find you something safe to do. You'll choose a man over going ahead and choosing your kids and your responsibilities before doing anything. I know that about a hoe. I had to live amongst the hoes. And I hated it there. A hoe will, even an escort will sell their fucking kids if you giving them the right type amount of money. Oh, they just want you to put on a pretty dress. Shit, they offered us $30,000. Just put on the dress. Really, mama? You remember that PlayStation you wanted? Sins and secrets that a lot of people try to keep hidden. A Hispanic dark-skinned female paid for spell work and travel to do it last night. They could have been wearing a green, black, or white, or a blue shirt last night. Trying to pretend that they was a friend to get some money. Schematics. Could be on Section 8. Could have went to visit at a green building, green or white, blue building. Something about a red car, a blue car, green car, or a white car. Someone likes to play loud music in that car, but they ain't got no speakers in that bitch. Not no good ones at that. This would be a motherfucker that'll sleep with any and everybody that you got around you behind your back. I told you don't talk to them, and look what I don't give a fuck. If a man don't want to talk to me based off of what another fucking female talking about, he deserved to be over there. Cause both of y'all punks. Cause ain't neither none of y'all brave enough to try to approach nobody with their bullshit. I can respect the motherfucker being quiet in the background. Cause at least let somebody know. What is that, Elise? What is that, Elisa? Shut the fuck up. Black male that works at an airline desk or a stewardess or car rental place. A male that's Hispanic that recently traveled to get some spell work done in California could be watching as well. Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius, but heavy on the Gemini or Aquarius energy. They are somebody gonna figure out they a CI or a dirty cop trying to cover up some crimes. Political ties, Space Force, SFB, Space Force Base, someone NSA worker. Someone could be trying to say someone likes to fight all the time. A female officer. So there's a female police officer that's trying to utilize somebody. So this is like somebody, this female officer, right? I'm hearing more. They could be a Gemini or Aquarius, but they do work in the court of law, police officer, or a sheriff. Osceola, Celebration, Plantation, Davenport, Homestead, Miami-Dade. They could have ties to these people. Native American. So they could look like a Native American. Also, they be utilized people that are Hindu. So from India, Pakistani. Someone's name could be Prakash. Paparazzi. Someone like to listen to Lady Gaga or some shit like that. A journalist being dedicated to something. This nigga is miserable. He hopped out of that little small silver car with Pennsylvania tags on it. What this motherfucker got going on? Don't make yourself known. They had a trip planned to go to Dubai. Been posting Bible and spiritual quotes on Facebook. This also a person that got a fetish for older women. So like if they had a adult site fetish. They like to watch older women. Part of some insurance situation. Someone's part is involved in some insurance. A female psychiatrist watching and stalking as well. That's part of this insurance thing. Someone's name could be Codwell, Oswell, Osborne, O'Brien, O'Hare. They also part of the violation of Civil Rights Acts of 1968. Also the Fair Housing Act violation. A barber could be involved in this. Also, they could be saying a roster, sneaky link, main thing. Someone talking about they want to make that. It's like they worried about the wrong thing. Get your money in order. Call back your energy. Also, these people could be certified liars and snitches. So they could have been snitching on people in a clique or group or WhatsApp, Telegram. What's that one app that they be using in DR? Kike and Kaiko as well. Someone could be telling on someone from India, or India could be telling somebody and trying to leave to go to Denver, Colorado, Ohio, Cleveland, the Cayman Islands. Someone could have been watching the show recently, Simpsons. Someone lives in the suburbs. The last three of their zip code could be 345 or 436. Or that could be the last three numbers of a cell phone. Someone could have been born in 1975, 1996, or 1997. Someone could also be 48 years old. Someone could be an Aries or did something during Aries season, so March or April. They could have told a Virgo, a Taurus. Someone could have tried to get somebody drunk to sleep with them so they can get pregnant again or something, acting on impulse. Person was paid to be with you for financial stability, a trucker. So someone do logistics. So this is what they part of trying to figure out to do. The Kentucky people are involved as well, but this is their way of trying to do a kidnapping and utilize the logistics company or a truck stop or a trucking company to do this. Like someone could have been trying to, somebody's name is Judy, Yehudith, Giuliano, Julius, Julian, Julia, Lauren, but trying to create to make somebody look like a fucking lot lizard or some weird shit. They still trying to convince some people of this. All Caribbean, European, and Pacific ties. So they was going to use the Caribbean people. If they felt that that wasn't going to work, they was going to send some people that were European, Irish, from the UK, England, British, France, Italy. And if that wasn't going to work, they was going to send somebody that was like Samoan, Vietnamese, Chinese, Korean, Indonesia, some shit like that, Singapore, to watch, to utilize the tower. Someone could drive a van or an SUV right now. If they talking a lot of shit right now, someone could be a video gamer or like to play video games. They always talking shit about females, talk bad about the opposite sex, but they really like the same sex or they're curious about it. Also, I posted on my content, it was men reporting my damn TikToks. Weirdos. These are people that will pay for escorts. These are my desires or my fantasies. I just want something to look like a Barbie, even if it smells with their BBLs, even if they got third leg still. I want it. All right, you face ass motherfucker. Trying to do solar plexus work. Someone could have slept with somebody's female cousin. What's the name of that movie where Taraji P. Henson played in a movie with Erykah Badu, where she could hear the man's thoughts? Oh, somebody gonna be, listen, I got the grounds to go ahead and destroy a whole bunch of fucking marriages. Play nice. Talk to me nice. Because them camping and hiking trips ain't what it always seems. Them car meets and them motorcycle meets ain't always what it mean, baby. Them going out here to go do some construction and paint jobs ain't just construction and paint jobs, baby. Someone could have tried to do something to get into a lifestyle group or a music group or get a music contract. I've been having to start taking my own advice. Someone could have stole somebody a letter or a note. They also stole somebody's college tuition funding, or they're using college tuition funding, so ties to universities and monies they've been donating money through colleges to do this. Also, something about a promotion advertisement about collagen. If you recently see that, or which one, whatever company that they're really promoting, most likely they're going to be promoting it on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. That company itself, they're the advertisement company, whoever's advertising it, or you need to figure out who's the farmer or the person who's creating it. They running money through that to go ahead and hire somebody to do a hit. Somebody just think they're doing something so fucking marvelous. Medical fraud and malpractice. Someone already know they're caught. It's coming to an end. Something is very cryptic and they want it to be hidden. And it's not so hidden no more. Something's gonna come out. The sun will come out tomorrow. Someone's name could be Annie. Someone's name could be Bullock. Someone's trying to figure out some bullets or something like that. Someone's trying to figure out how they can avoid forensics. So someone could have been recently, if you work for the police and you the feds and you watching their ass, just go see who went to the evidence room and who went to ballistics and who could have recently went into the database to see what weapons or bullets could have been used in particular murder crimes, attempted murder crimes, or domestic violent crimes. Because they definitely trying to get away with something. Like, say for instance that they try to get to me, right, and they want to take my weapon. This person and this group of people are planning to say, well, we're going to need to take this weapon for you because you don't have your license on you. And once they take the weapon and put it in their possession and they see my bullets, they'll try to clear out all my bullets and then put the bullets that they have that were attached to a crime scene and say that they'll send some people in that they know have a hate towards me. And, it'll be a situation where any person would know it's going to be a self-defense case. But this judge, this lawyer, this sheriff person, and these people involved in this church was hoping that they can plan and take it and put it into my weapons and my bullets. And then whoever will be coming to do an attack or whatever, because they could have been watching these people have a conversation about, oh, I need to unalive her. I'm going to beat her, and I'm going to do this to her. And versus them taking on that information and arresting them right there. And then they was going to allow them to be able to approach, be an anonymous person in this chat or whatever, and drop somebody's address to them, which is going to be proven. And then they're going to go ahead and create a fake profile, which this crime been going on for 41 years. Okay. So back then they used to have to write letters and use page numbers, but pagers. But now they can create a fake profile as if it's you. Go ahead and put in the information and make it seem like you arguing back and forth with them. Being like, well, shit, since you with it, and they think that I'm such a ghetto fucking person. Be like, since you with it, here's the addy, bitch, come show up or whatever, to make it seem very aggressive. And then it'll look like as if I conducted and forced them to come because they utilize my YouTube, because it's like, shit, I'm telling you where the fuck I'm at, so the right people from the courthouse can do their fucking job. And clearly they're watching these people not do their job. So the right people or officials in the courthouse is already watching to see their next move. And the fact that they plotted to go ahead and do this ballistic bullshit was for them to hope for me to use. Now that they know I have a 43 Glock, what person had a 43 Glock crime scene? We go to get the ballistics, we get the bullets, we're going ahead and try to arrest her or frisk her without probable cause while she's out and doing what she's doing, because we know she goes to Target, we know that she goes to this place, or she eats from here, or we'll have somebody come deliver something via DoorDash or some weird shit. And then we're going to send it there on her fake profile that they created to provoke these other people to come towards me to do an attack, which will basically leave me to no point but to shoot their ass. But the bullet that I'm using is going to be connected to a crime. But now somebody's sitting here like, fuck. Now we can't do that. So whoever this Gemini fucking person is, whoever this Germic person is, or this Anglo-Saxon motherfucker was planning to go ahead and do this, it was like, that's a great idea. Someone, they could have called someone from Des Moines. What's the state capital? What state capital is Des Moines? Isn't that like North Dakota, South Dakota, or some shit like that? This is who they got the bright idea from, because they used to do that in certain attacks whenever they want to arrest people and make sure that they didn't get out to do shit. And then they was offering to pay them like $6,000 to $40,000 or whatever, or the deal for them was $6 million, and then they would have got like another 40 once they completed this crime, which was supposed to take place today. Or this could be taking place in South Dakota, North Dakota, Iowa, Idaho, Nebraska, or here in fucking Florida, Georgia, or Texas, California as well, since I mentioned it. Someone could have long hair up to like here or something like that. Someone could have a beard, or they could have a look like they need a shave or something like that. Their birthday could be on the 6th, the 17th, 22nd, 24th. Someone could be 40 years old. Someone could will try to pay a teenager to sleep with somebody. Someone could have also been letting trying to get somebody to traffic, sleep, fondle, or do inappropriate touching to a 6-year-old. Also, someone could be between the age of 22 and 24. So this person could have got, let me see, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 23. So someone could be 23 and doing something very vindictive. Someone could be 23 years old with a 6-year-old. That's how you gonna know. So you could be in any type of fucking state. Pay attention to your fucking surroundings, because everything is not only pertaining to me. You need to pay attention to your surroundings, because this is how the fuck they get down in a lot of fucking states. If you know too much information and say you ran into particular court cases or lawsuits, and they know they're gonna have to come out of pocket with some of these monies, even if it's due to police, local PD, sheriff, hospitals, doctors, lawyers, this is the shit that they do. And for me to explain to you how elaborate and how fucking far they'll be willing to go, I'm telling you. I don't watch the news. So I honestly don't really give a shit about what the fuck you talking about. So find you something safe to do, since you're trying to be fucking funny. And you one of the fucking main people. You one of the main fucking people part of this. Jermaine, Tremaine, Terrence, Terry, Karen. You could have been born in 1967, 1961. You could be 61, 67 years old trying to mess with a 30-year-old, 22-year-old, 24-year-old, or a 17-year-old. For somebody in whatever state. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull this. No, I'm a little bit irritated. So anybody talking to me on my live, if you're not asking me a question, I'm not sitting here to be funny, because none of this shit is a joke. People's lives is on the line and people playing too much. So ain't shit funny. So you come into my life, it's for real. I know how to be funny when it's time to be funny, but this ain't no time to be funny if some people's lives are on the line. Some people's fucking livelihood is on the line. Do you not know how many people getting charged with felons and they innocent? It ain't nothing about anger. Find you something better to do. As a matter of fact, let me do you a favor, because you don't belong over here, baby. You don't belong over here. Find you something safe to do before I get ready to read your dumb ass. I'm not here to be your friend. This person could have been from Central America. Go do some mother work or father work. Somebody that's part of an old Louisiana street gang that do voodoo could have been part of a crime from 1980 to 1998. A Hispanic male that do flight signals and comm. Something is about to be hidden with facts and evidence. A single mom, a name brand hoe, but broke. But you got to make money off of somebody else. But like I said, there is people willing to do some shit like that. And I feel like the Feds been watching these motherfuckers go into a database to go look into ballistics. And they really do this shit. If you part of the minority and they know you are a carrier and you know information, or you're a person that's speaking up, you speaking out, shit, don't let yourself be that you outdoing your other counterparts in the courtroom, in law, or anything like that shit. You could be a fucking police officer or a sheriff person that really love your job and what you do, and you really trying to do something honest, but speak up. You don't go to work to be liked by other people. But if you are for the people and you doing what it is protecting and serving, do that. But for me to elaborately know exactly that somebody went into their database to see what kind of people have particular weapons, what type of guns you got, to see what kind of bullets are tied to crime scenes that probably ain't been closed, still pending, and other things of that such in that nature, and then willing to go frisk someone, stop them knowing that they ain't got no business stopping them because they're stalking them and harassing them. So I can only imagine. And then it's all jokes until it's not. Someone could be Cuban, a male official watching, trying to cloak their energy, hoping that you don't. This person could be from Washington. In Washington watching, which had ties to the stuff at Amazon. Fear of your financial success. These people are fearful about what I'm going to do with this money when I get it. Because it's like, shit, she could sue all these people. I could. But you would have had a better chance to just give me my money and make sure the fucking people that's being in the fucking way, get them out the way. Because I'm not a person that started. It won't be nothing if you don't start nothing. But apparently starting something is part of your forte, right? So why be scared about if a person's going to have some financial success when you know you're doing some fuck shit? You wouldn't have no fear if you wasn't doing nothing wrong. So if you wasn't doing nothing wrong, you wouldn't be fucking concerned about somebody's financial success. Unless you're trying to rob them blind. That's the only time people get fearful about how much money you about to get and come in and scamming and conniving trying to steal from your ass, is because they afraid about you coming back after them. Shit, you just proven time and time again, because shit, I know right now I'll have grounds to go ahead, because shit, Melbourne could have took over the fact that Orange County didn't do it, Osceola didn't do it, St. Cloud didn't do it, Celebration didn't do it. So I'm gonna have grounds to sue every fucking fire department, police department, any apartment, hotels that I ever fucking been in, down to the Marriott Bonvoy, down to the Days Inn, Wyndham Hotels, IHG, anybody in the fucking military, all the fucking hospital, Serenito condominiums. I will have grounds to sue all y'all motherfuckers. So I can only imagine how much fucking money it is, and it must be plenty fucking money to be able to do the lawsuit. And me being an intelligent enough and knowing like, damn sure you really be out smarting yourself sometime, and you know me paying attention until you pay attention. And it's like, shit, you really can do pro se. And even if you know what to do and you feel like they being biased, you know how to get them removed so you can have a fair case. But they want to keep playing in your fucking face like, oh, they don't know. No, you can't keep trying to play mental fucking games no more. That shit only plays out for so long. Hospital people, the Italians, trying to create family drama, people that work for gas companies, property, land companies, and oil companies, or they have shares. Someone could have a big share in Shell's, the Shell's gas station. So all I have to do is look at some of these sheriffs and shit like that, or I feel like these people doing a threat or trying to hurt me. All I got to see who got shares in gas stations, properties, land, and oil companies. That's too easy. Someone's phones and calls, apps, and messages are being tapped and recorded. So me elaborately explaining to you, watch while they're watching them going ahead and creating fake profile pages and starting bullshit with people which they know that I mentioned names and situations. They're going ahead to utilize this shit to create pages, to create chaos with these people, for them to go run to the fucking court systems, which clearly y'all watching my phone, so clearly they know I'm not fucking doing it. Clearly. So apparently they can see that you're doing it. So every time that y'all doing it from your IP address and your internet, whether you're getting Starlink or Nailnet, or you getting Verizon, T-Mobile, or any other internet trying to avoid to use Spectrum, guess what? Because Spectrum is one of the easiest ones to break the infrastructure. If anybody really wanted to fucking know. So anything you doing via fucking Spectrum, they know it's scam city. I've been knew that for fucking 11 years. But I still use it because it's cost effective. So if you're trying to budget your money, shit, go with Spectrum. But considering that y'all been running fucking scams and shit, who would want to use T-Mobile? I'll be the first one to avoid T-Mobile like the fucking plague. Avoid iPhones with the fucking plague. If you see a police officer have a particular phone as such as the phone that you have, guess what? They're looking at you. They watching you. They recording them calls, those text messages. They watching all the little apps you downloading, even the ones you trying to clear your cache and the cookies from. They seen it. Even the ones where you downloaded some apps and then you deleted it so your wife or your boyfriend don't see it. They seen it. That Reddit group chat, that Facebook, they watched it. A black female that's light skinned that goes to a church or been getting paid from a church or paying to do spell work. This is why I don't want to date. Like, this shit is disgusting. Why would I want to date a man that don't know how to go tell a fucking woman you're in danger? The fuck? That just means that shit, if I with you, you gonna bring the danger to my front door. Been there, done that, won't ever fucking do that shit again. Go read a book or something. No rest for the wicked. Do the right thing. Life Path 22. You need to be alone for a while. Heal and recover shit. I'm fit to take full opportunity of that. I don't have time for the nonsense. I speak money now. Side chicks, side dudes. Y'all doing weird shit. Emotional spending. This was meant to trigger you. Being paid under the table. Someone could be Scotland, or someone's name is Scotland, or last name Scotland, or Scott. Scott stole somebody's land or signed over something with paperwork for somebody to take a land. They could be from Minnesota. Someone could be in Lakeland, Florida right now, or Glendale, California, or trying to hide out. Someone could be trying to go to Vermont or West Virginia at this time. They were trying to pay somebody to pretend to like you. They do not like or want you really. Emotional game. Yeah. So they could have been trying to get somebody to come from that place. Like, I already know that. That's why I won't entertain nobody at this time. Until I set foot in it. Whether I get real justice that some bodies dropped or I'm going to a courthouse. I'm not paying nobody no attention. I speak money. Hormones balance. Someone's death was not due to a natural cause or a heart attack. Shit, I wouldn't be surprised. Shit, anybody can mix anything, and people that be on all these fucking medications, it'd be too easy. Something is coming down to the physical. Somebody's having symptoms. You need to go get tested or go look into a doctor or something like that. Don't chase, you attract. Using mental health against someone. And let me tell y'all something. They will simply diagnose you with mental health issues. Do you know if you get Hashimoto's, Addison, Graves' disease, if you ever get diagnosed with certain immune system things outside of sickle cell, because sickle cell is just one of those things you won't ever control. Ever. Lupus is part of a gland issue. So meaning your adrenal gland, your thyroid, your pineal, one of your lobes. So that means that there's a tumor somewhere. It can actually mimic hormone imbalance. It can also mimic of causing, if you're a woman, it can cause endometriosis or PCOS. Also, it can lead to you actually developing, if it's going prolonged after your teenage years and it's still not treated, it can go ahead to look like other hormone issues, or it can lead to diabetes. Okay, but those hormone imbalances can mimic as if you have bipolar, mood disorders, personality disorders, because they're not giving you the right things. So they're going to pump you up with all these other things. So it's going to seem like you got ADHD and all this other stuff. And all it is a hormone that they need to regulate. So there is things to help the adrenal. There is things to help you balance your thyroid. But when they know that you, like with them knowing I had thyroid, and them prolonging at the Veterans Affairs and in the military, they knew I had the nodules, but they knew after so long or after so many years of not treating it, it can develop. If you're not paying attention and you're not taking care of your health, it can develop and lead into it mimicking as if you have major depression, anxiety. It can mimic bipolar or borderline disorder or DID. Yeah, identity disorders. So if you have that hormone imbalance and you don't get that checked, and if, say for instance, you go to the doctor and the doctor be like, oh, you got one nodule, they're supposed to do biopsy just to make sure it's either benign or malignant, because it can develop into cancer eventually. So once those nodules start to grow, or you start getting like cysts and fibroids, and then you're a part of any minority and they be like, oh, it's nothing, and they're telling you got PCOS or endometriosis, all it is that you had a hormone imbalance, or one of your adrenal glands was not taken care of and they're neglecting it. So say if you're saying, oh, it's all of this, but it's causing me to start having migraines, and you're having those tension headaches, you're having vision problems. Now, whether they're telling you or not, and you're not asking on your own accord, can I get a CAT scan, MRI, or a brain scan, and they avoid to do that for like 2 to 5 years, or it's starting to get more aggressive after 2 to 5 years, they know automatically at some point in time, and especially if they're doing placebos or research on pharmaceuticals on your ass, that it's going to turn to hormone imbalance, or it's going to mimic a mental or psychological disorder, because it can develop into that, because it's developing into that because you don't know, am I really sick? Am I really dealing with this? My body is out of whack. And of course, naturally for women, if you're accustomed to being in shape and now you gaining all this weight, or you losing all this weight, or your ears, you're having constant ear infections and things of that, and you know you need to see ENT and they're avoiding you to get that referral, it's just because they created that. So me, I had that same issue with the military and the Veterans Affairs, and they've been knowing that I had those nodules, and they supposed to have did biopsies, and then it was like, oh, we'll see you on. They were supposed to see me on May 5th, but you wasn't going to do my follow up until October. But you already knew that the nodules were there, versus saying, hey, I'm scheduling you an appointment for us to do a biopsy. I just want to make sure that it's not cancerous. So instead of them doing that, they wanted to prolong it for another little bit, hoping I wasn't paying attention to it, because it's like, she's going to spaz out. She's going to do this. Also, pay attention to your medical records. When you go to these hospitals and they try to say, oh, we got to charge you, or you need to wait like 3 days. They only telling you to wait 3 days because most of the time they're trying to notify billing, which is fraud and waste. They got to notify the doctors like, hey, this client, and they know who's under clinical research. They know if they watching you to make sure that they can get you to develop certain things. These associates or hospital, which they get paid from other people, they're watching you to see if it developed, because they know if the original diagnosis has caused you to develop any kind of mood, depression, and things like that. Why they always ask, are you depressed? Like now they added in, they want to do anxiety and depression tests before they see you on your nurse visit. That's why they're doing that, because they know if you're saying that you're high risk or moderate or mild, they know for a fact that now they can use the mental health against you. That's something that they ain't ever want the public to know. Now you know. Because they've been running this fucking scam for too long. And the reason being, how your girl know, I've been surrounded by nurse practitioners, registered nurse for a long ass time. Carla been doing registered nursing since I was what? 10 years old? So over 20 plus years, I know the hustle. The same thing, I know the hustle when it comes to the police officers. I know the hustle. I just got new to going ahead and knowing the hustle about the law system back in 2013. The law and CPS, yeah. They don't want you to know them type of fucking rights. But versus them doing the right things and giving you your money and giving your just due, this is how they will fucking do you. And then it's like, with the health condition, you ever notice that a lot of people, if you have health conditions, they'll require you or force you to try to get Social Security and then you get denied. Guess what? Is another ground. You not being able to hold a job or try to be inconsistent is another ground for them. Like, say if they wanted to sue you instead, or create a lawsuit against you, or get family to do certain things towards you, and you didn't know that certain things were due to you. They will try to say they can't hold a job because they're emotional or they don't know how to keep a job. Yeah, the fuck you do. You got to realize that you have a gland issue or a medical diagnosis that's causing you to be, some days you have a good day, some days you have a bad day, or you really in fucking pain, or you getting headaches, you getting stomach aches, you getting sick, you getting all this other stuff. But mind you, a week or 2 weeks before you went to your doctor, oh, it seems like you need to go see a psych. And then all of a sudden you get hit with a lawsuit or bills piling up. That ain't for a coincidence. Because they got to find the grounds to use your mental health against you. That's the name of the trade, and that's the name of the game that they've been running for the last 32 years. If we can get their mental health to use against them and say they don't know how to keep a job or do all of this, we can use the mental health against them. They ain't gonna know no better. They don't really know the law. They don't pay attention to the documents they sign it when they come into the clinic or to the fucking hospital or when they go in and talk to these doctors. So we're going to use it, and then we're going to figure out with the mental health, how long are they able to keep the job? How long are you able to go in school? How well are you taking care of your kids? So they trying to figure out what 3 avenues where they can hit you. I'm just putting you on game. And then they don't know how to keep a job. They're hopping from this and this and this. They want you, they'll also try to make you feel unsafe, insecure, instability. Someone could have just tried to do a full moon ritual. In my case, in some of y'all situations, y'all be having wills, trust fund, trust money, and all this other stuff. That's like, it was a whole bunch of people in Puerto Rico where I realized, like, damn, do they not know all they need to do is get on the database, look up their families who passed on, and realize that them houses or them land belong to them? Some of these people don't know that shit. Even now, that it's people right now probably on Section 8 welfare and all this other stuff, Social Security, and not even know that they were due. Some of them don't know that they real indigenous people or Native Americans. They was due Indian money. Some of them don't know that their grandparents passed away, and they be thinking like their grandmama and all them stuff could have got the house, and the house wasn't even theirs. It was actually belonging to the kids. So you could be in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and it was stuff due to you already. You didn't have to go get power attorneys and none of that. All it required for you to go put in, if somebody passed away or something like that, you go put in that information into the database. What? Grandpa had this type of money? You'll be realizing that it was final checks that nobody claimed. You'll figure out that they had deeds and homes in their name that didn't nobody claim. Like, even the whole family sitting there struggling, and y'all didn't know that great grandma, your uncle, your auntie, they had money that was never claimed, and all they needed was a relative to go up there to go do that. And that's how some people be getting away with this stuff. And then when they know that you're doing that, they'll go put life insurance claims on you in hopes that you can get caught up in that stuff and then get you caught up in court cases. But using mental health and all those situations. Like, I been knew how they do that, but I didn't ever expect that they'll do some dumb shit like this. Somebody is safe, is on your side. Somebody want to do something or help you. Keep something quiet. Someone will see your belly and try to control themselves. Somebody's about to approach somebody or see somebody for the first time after a few months. Somebody, you probably haven't seen somebody in like 2 or 3 months or something like that that's about to show up. Also, somebody born in 1965, 1942, they may be super fucking disgruntled, but however, I'm looking at them knowing like they know they shit. For somebody, if you're a woman, it's two men, and then somebody that could be in a shit. They could probably work for NASA, Space Force, or something like that. Also, someone could be a political authority, and they mad as fuck. They like, how the fuck? Like somebody pissed because it's like, so you mean to tell me this person knew all this? Somebody pissed. Someone could have been born in 1942, 1965, 1956. Also, someone could be 24, 42, 56, or 65 years old. They looking at a lot of people side eye like a mother. Someone's definitely 42. They looking at people side eye like a motherfucker. Like, this is like watching what's that show? X-File. This is some sci-fi shit. Teach people how to treat you. Goes out their way to find and set you up. A neighbor in front of you or across the street from you, they trying to set you up. Single parent, absent parent, independent and self-sufficient. Somebody wants you to be a single parent with an absent parent. Like somebody been creating a narrative for that to be somebody's life for years. Somebody born in 1965 or 1942 could have been doing that. Pay attention to the details. An old flame wants to return honestly, trying to do the work. But just realize the pain is and was not done in vain. Look at how far you came. It's a whole, I said a whole trying to do some shit to somebody. But somebody need to realize this is a high profile case. Definitely a high profile case. Oklahoma. You got folks in Oklahoma. You got the music industry. Someone Spanish or something like that. Outbreak, contagious, hurt bees. Fire department, so someone could work at the fire department. Yikes. Somebody wasn't taught appropriately. Someone could be approached for somebody for the pop up. I feel like somebody is not expecting something. I don't have those problems, but y'all pay attention to y'all surroundings. Okay? Please pay attention to y'all surroundings, because the shit that I'm telling you is a real life thing, and it can happen at any given time, whether you choose to use it now or later. It's useful information to know that at any given time that you find yourself in a fucked up situation, major cases, major situation, if you know life insurance is involved, you know that inheritance, like if your grandparents or yourself set up 401k plans, trust funds, mutual funds, bonds, wherever left for you, just know for a fact, please have all your corners like taken care of, because people will take advantage of that. They really would. Whether you believe that they won't do it, it's usually always those who closest to you that will do this shit to you. Okay, angels, do you have anything before we close out? Somebody you're balanced. Someone you may have been considered balanced. Someone between 1948 and 1942 are having a discussions and saying that. Someone could be born in 1984, but someone could be 42, 48, and 65 years old. They're having this conversation. Something could also is a conversation about compensation that could be released soon. I'm not going to say the month or the date or anything like that, because I feel like somebody is doing the most, but I feel like they're supposed to be arrested soon. Yeah. And this is also, they know that they're not able to delay this any longer either. Someone born in 1962. Someone born in 1962 is making sure that if this is a married couple or something like that, and that they're public or political figures, they're watching them, because they know like whatever your pay period is, it should be released with that. So someone born in 1962 in 1965 is sitting back to watch what these people do. They're watching them. Whatever the month I see, and I'm not going to say it because these are same people. You got people from Tennessee Virginia, or California, Indiana, Florida, Georgia. I'm hearing somebody could be in Miami as well, trying to figure out when this money is going to be released to you. I'm also hearing Illinois or Michigan. They're trying to figure out when it's going to be released to you. But I'm hearing that they will be arrested by then. So for somebody, a lot of them will be arrested before June 24th. For somebody else, they will be arrested in the next 48 hours. When they have to go to the next 2 states, in the next 62 to 65 hours, they're going to be arrested. Someone will be arrested in the next 28 hours. A political person, because it's something that they're doing. They're watching them. Also, for somebody, these neighbors, someone hired another team because they know that someone have people that do this police work. They're going to try to do something behind the scene, and it's seen. And me explaining what was this next move that they was planning to do, I'm here, they was planning to hit that shit smooth like too. It was like, shit, we can't have them in the limelight. We can't have this. It's like, it ain't about what you can't have. It's about what the fuck you supposed to do. And doing your motherfucking job is not one of them that you are doing. And if you feel like you was going to come in and go ahead and announce it to these people about when somebody is supposed to get this money, I'm getting somebody going to say, if you don't get your ass the fuck out of my office, because somebody going to go into a computer database. So it's like, if they're in the church, sheriff department, it's even in the sheriff department, the high officials that's going along with it, they have no choice but to turn over the people who are working and still doing that, whether they live in the same community, church, or whatever. Because I'm hearing they wanted immunity in this. It's like, I'll play along with it, but they gonna have to give them up. They gotta give up their own. Female, male included. They're giving them up. Because for somebody, it's about to hit you real soon. Real soon. But within the next 48 hours, somebody fit to get caught up. For somebody in the next 12 hours. Who is this? Man or woman? Oh, this is a female police officer. Her ass fit to get caught up in the next 12 hours. 12 to 14 hours. Because they trying to steal something. Who would try to steal somebody's money? They watching their ass. They watching them. They got people set up in all those states too. Somebody's name is Jazz. Jazz, Stephanie, Tiffany, Polyphony, Patrice, Patrine, something like that. It's a P name. They watching their ass. They watching them. They also watching somebody that's because I'm hearing latrine, that's a bathroom. But shit, somebody's name could be Latrina or some shit like that. Latrina, Latricia, or something like that. They watching their ass. But they gonna get arrested effective immediately. I feel like someone probably be locked up before the end of, well shit, the end of the month is approaching. But somebody's gonna be caught up, and I feel like they got them set up in each of these states. The worst thing you can do, because you know, when they got to set up the computer, they have their computer set up for anybody mentioning a name, texting a name. They also been monitoring them texting a name or looking up a person. Like TikTok is one of the easiest break-in systems. They're watching these people like search up a person's name. Every time they search the name, telephone number, email. If they search it on any of the social media platforms, that's where a lot of people get caught up. Any social media platform, those be the easiest to figure out this. But all they have to do is put in a person's name whenever they using like high official computers. It's simple to go ahead and sit back in your computer. Imagine, say, this name, this is their social media, this is their bank accounts and everything. Like, you got to understand, this is security clearance style. The feds have the person's bank account. They will have the name or anything that will have ties in it. So they're going to watch what person that works in a bank, who's the manager, who owns that branch. They're watching who comes in and out, who's taking money, what transfers, because every transfer or wire transfer has a number attached to it. They already got the information that as well. And somebody's name is Anita, Benita, Verita, Patricia. They watching all these motherfuckers. And I'm telling you, someone's going to do something thinking that what nobody going to see that or recognize it. Mosley. They're going to be arrested in the next 12 to 14 hours. And it's also someone is going to go into a database. They're going to say someone's name. So it's triggering them, church, law, whatever the case may be. They're watching these people do database with ballistics, forensics, pending cases and stuff like that. They're watching who's searching that up. They're watching people search people's name up, car plates, license numbers, names, and stuff like that. They're watching people make other platforms or fake profiles. They're watching this shit. Someone's going to attempt to go into a bank account. I'm telling you, they're watching these political figures just to see who they're going to try to give authority to do something. They watching the whole 153rd Cavalry right now. They already know they on lockdown. So whatever cavalry you have that protects your governor or your state, yeah, someone gonna know they made a major mistake. The next 24 hours to 24 hours and 48 hours is crucial. It's critical. It's critical. Because someone gonna try to go into someone's bank to do some shit. Well, they're a celebrity. They're not gonna pay attention to it. Okay. Okay. They don't give a fuck if they work or own fucking Sony Music. They don't give a shit about that. They don't give a fuck about you being a millionaire, be a millionaire today and lost all that money tomorrow. But your net worth is what? 34 million to 55 million? You really ain't making nothing. And secondly, if this is two men trying to come up with this shit and come up with an elaborate plan, someone could be 34 years old, another person could be 50 years old. Someone born in 1967. They watching these folks. I'm telling you. It's like, all right, go ahead. Because you trying to get somebody locked up, your ass will be locked up before then. Because somebody's going to do something. Someone's name could be Jordan. Someone could be driving a Ford. Someone born in 1970 is about to be locked up in like the next 9 hours. Because I'm hearing somebody say, it didn't take this long for you to solve this. Because I'm hearing somebody say, how is it that they say, save their own case? Someone has to go up to like Jacksonville, Destin. Someone's name could be Dustin or Destiny. Dustin, Dusty, McCrafton, McNeil. Someone could be 45. Someone could have had oatmeal for breakfast. Someone is a Libra. Someone could have recently visited a metaphysical store or a botanica. Oh, the crashing party is someone fit to come in with a warrant. Someone fit to come in with a warrant, and it's going to cut them because it's going to be like, somebody be like, but you said you love me, bitch. Someone born in 1963, they're about to be caught up in the next 7 hours. I'm telling you, something where these people thought that they had to like the month of July to do some shit. This shit is about to happen within hours because I'm getting like, it's to a point where I can see somebody could have sat up in their chair like, she just said, and they're watching these people do this shit via phone, records, text messages. They even went as far as like, you know how you can do satellite beaming down, and like with Google you can like zoom down to where a person is at. Someone could have recently went to go do like car maintenance, like tires fixed or brakes, or you know, just basic car maintenance, and they put something in that motherfucking tank where they, you know, you can put it in the oil, because you know, depending on what kind of clearance you got, you can do certain shit. They've been tracking the fuck out of motherfuckers. They've been tracking them. I didn't find any air tags. Of course, you're not gonna find it. Someone could have caught up with their financial analysis, or analytic person, or a CPA. They caught up with them in Virginia, Delaware, Dallas, Fort Worth. The next 48 hours, I'm hearing, play me a violin. Somebody's name could be Justin, because they was really planning to do something very violent and try to play it off like it was a love situation, but also like create like a crime of passion. But that ain't going. I'm telling you, the next 48 hours, every time that they keep planning, the time gets shorter and shorter. Whoever this Libra or Gemini female is, because I'm getting this person could have just like got their hair straightened or some shit like that. I'm hearing someone say, "What, you don't think I look nice? I don't look pretty?" Like, bitch, do you gotta get complimented all the time? Compliment your fucking self, weirdo. Someone could be between the age of 18 and 37. Someone could have like a 7-year-old or 18-year-old. Someone could be 33 or 28 years old, or about to be, or will be turning 28 in July or some shit like that. I'm hearing something about the 13th. Yep. It's some evidence or discovery that's going to be presented to somebody. Like, I'm getting somebody sending an email, like giving a courtesy email. They might receive it between 4 to 7 o'clock in the morning, like right before court. And I feel like that's when someone's going to know. Because I'm getting somebody, you want to do the right, like I'm getting somebody telling them via the email, you want to do the right thing. I highly suggest that you do this before we enter court. Choosing not to. Oh, fucking will. Someone born in 1953, or someone can be 53 years old. They know that, like, somebody know right now. It's like, I can't even ignore what the fuck she's saying, because every time she says something's happened, we end up losing somebody here. Someone could have ties to Philadelphia. Someone could be born in 1966, 1953. Someone could be 27 years old. Something is creating balance, because someone knows, like, shit, I don't want no parts in it. Because once a good girl's gone, she gone forever. Storms together. Shit, I don't listen. Thank you for whoever is looking out for me, whoever's been an ally. Thank you. I really, for real, appreciate it. I appreciate that. Because they was really hoping that they was about to be able to, nope, we can go ahead and take this money and do this. A Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius motherfucker. Somebody's birthday is on the 11th, or their birthday is in November. They thought they really had to win in this motherfucker. Someone could be 44. Someone could have worked or had a chance and opportunity to work under the 44th president or something like that. Someone's birthday is in October, or something could happen in October for somebody. It's like, it's about to be an argument or a fight tonight. Something gonna last for like fucking 13 hours, but I feel like somebody's like, man, fuck all this. I gotta, whatever argument's gonna happen, somebody's dipping out right after. Something coming to an end so someone can have a new beginning. For somebody born in 1972, Somebody born in 1972, 1966, or 1970. End it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Them prices way too high. You need to cut it. Somebody mad because somebody been doing the work. I want to go ahead and see if I can go ahead and do this. But somebody could have been doing some manipulation. Whoever this person born in 1972, they going down. Someone born in 1971, it's like, shit, well, it could be fixed. I'm here. People fuck up. Healing capacity. Something is going to heal. But it's a lot of motherfuckers. Something for to go downhill in the next 24 hours, though. For another person in the next 21. For whoever birthday is on the 21st. Somebody's birthday is on the 21st. Or the 12th. It's like shit. You gotta face the music. Just like music. Marvin. Somebody gotta face the music, baby. Someone be mindful. Marvin, listen. If you feel like you fit the plan to use a 38 or you just recently bought a 38 and you're gonna use it on somebody, please try again. Y'all both about to go down. Archangel Michael in the building. By 11 a.m., whoever the person is, they're going to keep trying to do this. By 11 a.m., they're going to be in handcuffs. They're going to face judgment for this shit. Because they was very prevalent and very adamant about mental health. But the thing of it is, the question has been, how do you know them? How do you know them? And they can't even explain that. Somebody can't even explain how they know someone at all. Somebody in 1968. Someone could live in Duval County. Somebody in your life about to be restored, hunted. Fame and fortune. Use your discernment. Just use your discernment, okay? Somebody just thinking like, bring them back to me. Bring them back to me, baby, please. Something about to go down in the next 3 hours. Someone, it's just emotions. Kelly Michelle, Beatrice, Patrice, Belinda, Benita, Chiquita Banana. Someone could have recently ate a banana. Something to go down. Someone gonna feel like somebody being a butthole or being mean. Why you don't take in consideration about what I'm saying and what I mean and how I feel? Because it's not always about you. You must be bored or something. You mad that somebody got strength and you don't, and they got something. It's like someone trying to play something and it's not gonna work. And then you trying to use religion to justify the shit that you're doing. Don't do that. And quit trying to make somebody else's story to fit yours. It's not cute. It's unattractive.